Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at ring.com.
Putting off replacing your window treatments because you think it's complicated? At Blinds.com, we spent 30 years proving it doesn't have to be. And right now, our Spring Black Friday sale makes it easier than ever. Whether you want to DIY it or have a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we've got you. Free samples, real design experts, and zero pressure. Just help when you need it. Shop up to 45% off site-wide. Huge savings on doorbusters. Plus a free professional measure now during the Blinds.com Spring Black Friday sale. Rules and restrictions apply.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, as you know, spring has sprung. And for all of the glorious things that spring brings, it's also that time of the year when the interior wildlife returns. And by interior wildlife, we, of course, are talking about the ants of all varieties, fruit flies, moths, those big things that look like giant mosquitoes, but they're not mosquitoes. You know what I'm talking about? I have no idea what the hell they are, but they show up every spring, every summer. There they are. Don't know what it is. You look like a skeeter, but you ain't. But then you also might have the occasional bird's nest in the chimney. Or for a homeowner in Texas, his issue is bees. Thousands of bees living in the walls of his house. Now, sure, he has been swarmed once, and he's been living, in his words, uncomfortably. Meanwhile, in Scotland, there's a woman there who's just like, boo-hoo, you have bees in your walls. Yeah. She hasn't been sleeping in her house because she has 500 bats living in her walls. And because bats are a protected species there, she can't do anything about it. They're like, look, you got bats in your house? Deal with it. So she deals with it by sleeping in her car. But, of course, it could always be worse. There's a man in Russia. You might remember this story. He left his window open for 3 years while he was away for work. Came back to discover that his entire home had been taken over by pigeons and pigeon poop. And we brought you the story yesterday of a family that was invaded by 5 deer after they crashed through the front door. It's not like they opened the door and the deer ran in. The door was closed. They smashed the door off the hinges, ran around the house, and pretty much destroyed it for no particular reason that anyone can figure out. There's a family in New Jersey. They have a mama bear and 4 cubs, been living under the front porch since November. They've been hibernating. It's spring. They're waking up. Yeah. But worst of all, there's a woman in California. She woke up to a stranger in her bedroom, sucking on her toes. Look, man, every once in a while we get that uninvited guest into the home. And with spring showing up now, we know all the local wildlife is showing up. But who knows? So today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Restoration, quite simply is, what ended up in your house that you did not want in your house?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at ring.com.
Putting off replacing your window treatments because you think it's complicated? At Blinds.com, we spent 30 years proving it doesn't have to be. And right now, our Spring Black Friday sale makes it easier than ever. Whether you want to DIY it or have a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we've got you. Free samples, real design experts, and zero pressure. Just help when you need it. Shop up to 45% off site-wide. Huge savings on doorbusters, plus a free professional measure now during the Blinds.com Spring Black Friday sale. Rules and restrictions apply.
I'm Brian. I work at United Healthcare.
So, Brian, why do you care?
I care because I don't want to leave anybody behind. I oversee one of the biggest resource centers in United Healthcare. I see people walk in my office every day, just like my parents. They have no idea about the healthcare. I feel like they are my uncles, aunties. I treat these people like family. I'm Brian, and I'm committed to care.
Rock. Oh, Charles, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4515. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Once again, we'll be joined by Taryn Daly, Steve Miggs from the Daily Miggs Morning Show as we sit and spin. And today we deal with those bands that have that gimmick where they try to take your money as many times as they can. The farewell tour that is not.
How many times has Motley Crue done a farewell tour?
I believe
They
2 or
always come
3.
to mind first, right?
I've seen it twice.
Yeah, because I got a friend who, she's a very devout Motley Crue fan, and the first time they announced their farewell tour, like you said, the ticket prices are jacked, and she's like, look, I took time off from work, I bought these tickets, I'm going to go see them. I'm like, cool, man, do that. 2 or 3 years later, okay, seriously, this is our farewell tour. This time, spent more money on tickets, took time off from work, went up to Vancouver, I believe, to see them. She's like, it's a great show, had tears in my eyes, last time I'm going to see him. About 3 years later, coming around the third time, and I think she actually skipped that show.
They also have a lot of just, as far as the wording on things. So, for an example, Elton John went out on a farewell tour.
Yeah.
All right. Then he did like a 1.5 year residency in Vegas. And not that that's not touring.
It's not a tour.
It's not a tour.
It's
Right.
not.
It's not a tour.
You're staying in the same place.
But I'm there for 1.5 years.
Right. You're doing 3 or 4 shows a week.
Right.
Right. They don't say no more live shows.
Yes.
They say last tour.
Last tour.
That's a good point.
Exactly. Like Barry Manilow. He came around with his farewell tour. I did not go see the Barry Manilow show. I know for a fact at 80-some years old, more than likely this will be his farewell tour.
I thought he was doing a residency as well.
He might be doing a residency.
I think he might be doing a residency.
This is the last tour. I tried to see people one last time. Paul McCartney came around. He said it's his farewell tour. Now, if he goes out again, which I believe he has, he might stop back by in Seattle again.
I think you got to almost base it on age at this point. Well, like Motley Crue, they're saying it's a farewell tour. They're probably upper 50s, maybe.
Well,
the first time
when
they
you do
announced it. You need to think this mofo's going to die soon. So, like, if Willie Nelson says it's a farewell tour, you're going to believe him.
So Willie, I was just going to say, he's an example of, I love Willie Nelson, but like I saw him, 2 summers ago?
Yeah, and you said he basically talked through the songs and that his kids.
Yeah, and his kids do a lot of it. Like, if he announced it, people would still go, but he just seems like he wants to tour till the day he dies.
Right.
But it's
I think he's been open about it.
But it's old. I mean, he is old. He just sounds old.
I think he'll do it as long as he can.
Sure.
But he's not going to gimmick you into one last ticket grab.
No.
He's going to play the last shows he can. Now, when Kiss announced their first farewell tour, they were all probably 50 years old.
Right.
Or 45. Somewhere in there. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was so many. It was like 25 years ago. It was forever ago.
Like 98, 99,
I believe
somewhere
so.
around there. Yeah.
And you're like, wow, this is it for Kiss, huh? Like, no, they weren't even close.
No.
They just took your money. Aerosmith has done this a number of times.
Yes, they have.
They keep trying to get back out on the road, but yeah, you know those bands that are gimmicking you into a farewell tour.
Yeah, Kiss and Motley Crue to me are the king.
They're the ultimate on that.
Right? Motley Crue wasn't the last one. Like, we signed contracts.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Look, I'll
Right.
still go. I went to the B-52.
You signed a contract because they came to you and said, would you tour again? Right. That's the contract you signed, right?
I went to the B-52s. They had like 4 dates left. Farewell tour. Never touring again. Then they extended that tour by like 2 years.
Well, it's still the same tour.
It is still the same tour.
We'll just be here for 2 more years is all. You shouldn't have spent as much money on that
I'm
ticket.
just saying. 10 bands with farewell tours that weren't coming up at 4:30 as we sit and spin.
Barry Manilow definitely must have. I just Googled Barry Manilow, and it's like Las Vegas. So
That's what I'm saying.
He must still do a run, residency.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you go to Vegas, you see, like the Sphere is one thing, but when you look at all the billboards, you recognize all these people. Like, okay, this was like Wayne frickin' Newton. Not that I'd ever want to see him, but like that's where he's going to be. Now Barry Manilow's hit that. Like, hey, I did my farewell tour, but for the rest of my life, you can come and watch me perform.
Eagles do this crap all the time. This is an Eagles move as well.
Sorry, I think Barry Manilow's full of crap too.
Why is that?
Well,
just he has other dates on here that
Yes,
just
he
are
does.
not Vegas.
It's all part of the farewell tour. Anything from now on is part of the farewell tour. He could go home for a year and a half, go back out on the road. It's still the farewell tour.
I think honestly too, just be honest. Go look, it's basically a farewell tour. We'll still do shows, and if you live in, L.A., New York, or one of those major cities, you'll probably see us again.
Yep.
But we're just not going to do a full tour.
Or tell us why it's farewell. Right?
Yeah.
If you said, okay, so-and-so is aging out of it, he's going to be dead in 2 years. Like, all right, I believe you. If it's like, we don't get along, like, you'll be back in 7 years, right? You're not fooling anybody. We know how this
and
goes.
the Stones have done it too, right?
Have they ever done a farewell tour?
I'm not
Maybe
sure.
not.
It just seems like they'll keep going for as long as they can.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, the Stones don't need to gimmick you into going to see the Stones.
Because they sell out no matter what.
If you're the Rolling Stones, you can say whatever you want. People will still go to the show. I don't really care that much. But when it's Motley Crue, and again, you're 45 years old.
Right.
I mean, come on. I mean, for real, this is it. You're never going down the road again. And they made like this big thing about it, like, we're so glad to be here, Seattle. Sorry this will be our last stop. That's BS.
See you in 2 years.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like, don't put on the drama if there's no drama to be had.
Yeah.
It's just a show, man. You're out on the road. You're on tour.
But it keeps working. Right? That's the thing. It
But
keeps
people are
working.
going to go still see Motley Crue. You don't need to do that.
But they will, and Motley Crue knows it. My money says they're going to go on tour again in the next 3 years.
Yeah, I think Miles has a point, though.
What's that?
I think Motley Crue people would still go see Motley Crue.
They're still going to go see the
They
show.
will.
Yeah.
You don't need to lie to them.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Just go out and do the show. Play your show, and then we'll go and see you again if we ever can.
But then also, if you say we're never going to tour again, we can all think back and say, cool, I saw their last show in Seattle.
Yeah.
Like
As opposed to telling me in advance.
Guns N' Roses isn't going to say this is it, because it's not.
Well, they don't know. I think they'd very honestly be like, We don't know.
We don't know.
We might
But
never try again. We
gonna,
might not even complete the one we're on.
We're not going to call it that, though.
Right.
We're not going to tell you this is it. This is the last time. I mean, Tom Petty didn't come around and go, this is my farewell tour because in 3 months I'm going to die of a fentanyl overdose.
Right.
See, I wish Tom Petty had told us.
If he had, I would have gone.
If Prince would have said, look, man, I'm going to OD. So please, come see my shows while you can. Be like, you know what, man? That's a good point.
Or at least be open about that. Like, look, guys, you might not know this because I keep it together in public, but I love fentanyl. So I cannot guarantee I'm going to tour again. So maybe just come to the show. I don't want it to be my last show.
The fentanyl farewell tour.
Right. I'm just saying. I'm probably going to kill myself.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the truth.
But wouldn't you want to know?
Like, if you knew what some of these people were doing, you'd be like, we need to go see them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, what is his name? Stone Temple Pilot, Scott Weiland.
Scott Weiland.
Like, one of the best shows I've ever seen are his shows.
Yeah.
But then I've also heard just horror stories when he was, like, the people went to see his, like, other stuff.
At the end of his life.
I mean, he had a lot of ups and downs.
Yes, he did.
Sure he did.
Yeah.
But with him, he kind of knew. Like, he ain't going to be around long, right? He wasn't hiding it from everybody.
Yeah, but when you saw him in his prime, you knew at the end when you saw him on stage, you're like, ooh, that's not Weiland anymore.
Well, I mean, look, my buddy had seen him at a show and said it was just awful, like he was so zoned out. I saw him 2 years after that, and he was awesome.
Right.
And then you fast forward another. So I think it's sometimes with those hard drugs, it's just hard to tell where they're at.
Well, where are you in your rehab journey?
Yeah.
Right. If they're going on about it, you go like, this is the time to see them. They're feeling good, right?
Yeah.
If they don't bring it up,
and why aren't they ever the bands that you don't want to be touring anymore? Why isn't like Madonna's farewell tour? You're like, thank God.
I still won't go, but I'd be happy to hear it.
This is good news, right? For everybody.
Yeah, right. I mean, she popped out of Coachella.
I know.
Yes, she did. Well, she's got a new album out.
Does she?
Yes.
Yay. Yeah, I saw a headline that she was there.
14-year-old girls love her.
Yeah.
No. All right, let's get on to the question here. We're going to talk about your house today and things that ended up in your home that you did not want in your home. Whether that was someone trying to break in your home, an animal trying to get into your home, pests trying to get into your home, Mother Nature trying to get into your home. We've got all kinds of stories today. And we'll start with the one we brought you yesterday out of Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, where they got a family got a kind of a wild wake-up call. Owen Icklob was helping his 6-year-old daughter get ready for school when a herd of deer came crashing through his closed front door. Whole pile of deer come flying through the door. First one ended up laying down here, and the other 4 ran around the house for a little while. After a few minutes, the other 3 ran out the door. One was still stuck in the kitchen. I moved my way around it and kind of tried to push it and shoved it out the door. Then it turned around and ran out here, out of this door. Total of 5 deer entered the home, but only 4 left. Owen said the impact from the first deer broke its neck at the foot of the stairs. That was just the beginning of the trouble. The herd left tufts of hair, hoof marks on the hardwood floor, even a hole in the dining room wall. I'm still finding glass on the floor. The door jambs are broken all the way down through the middle. Now, after getting his daughter to safety, he said he spent hours scrubbing blood out of the carpet and putting the destroyed first floor somewhat back together. Now, one of the deer that didn't make it inside slammed into his electric garage door, which now won't open. He said that at least 2 of the garage panels will need to be replaced. It is unclear what caused the deer to bolt toward their home in the first place. He said they're often seen around the neighborhood. He said the next time the deer come knocking, we will be prepared. If they ever come back, I'll make them a new addition to my wall over there. He said as he pointed, showing off a few hunted deer heads on his wall.
That's probably why they freaked out when they were in there. Like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, probably threw them off.
I mean, think about it. You break into someone's house, right? You're looking around, and on their wall is mounted human heads. Like, fellas, we got to go. Definitely going into full panic mode. Let's get out of here.
What if you just took one off the wall and, like, showed it to him?
You know, what would a deer think? I mean, they got to recognize, like, brother's dead. I don't know where the rest of his body is.
I mean, you figure if those deer burst into the house like that, they're already confused.
Yes.
Right. So I don't. You're right. That'd have to be like a circle of hell. Like why they burst through that door is very confusing. Yeah. Then they get in there and it's like, oh, what are we doing? Then it's just like, and there's our friends dead on the wall.
There's our brethren. What do you think was chasing these deer? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I know deer can get confused, and I get it if it's a glass door because they're looking through it. I understand that. But this is the guy's front door. I mean, it is a definitive barrier, and even animals recognize that. And they were like, F it. We're kicking this bitch open and going into your house.
Did you see the video, I believe it was Palm Springs, or down in that area, where a ram walks up to the back of the house. There's a sliding glass door.
Oh, no.
Okay? So he looks, and you can see the camera angle.
Oh, he sees himself.
He sees a shadow. So what's he do? He backs up about 2-3 feet, and he just rams right into that glass, doesn't do anything. Takes another 2 or 3 steps back, does it again. The entire thing shatters, freaks him the hell out. He takes off running just because he saw his shadow in that.
Well, he probably saw his
window.
reflection.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But also he's telling his ram buddies, like, I took his ass out. We did the headbutt. He's no longer here. In fact, he broke in pieces. It was crazy. You know?
I'm the man.
Here's a different thing that crashed through somebody's house. A Los Angeles County supervisor is calling for a Federal Aviation Administration investigation after a chunk of ice crashed through the roof of a home. Los Angeles County Supervisor Janice Hahn shared photos on social media showing the dirt-covered ice chunk that crashed through the roof, punched a hole in the ceiling, then landed on a living room couch at a home in Whittier.
Why was it covered in dirt if it fell off of a plane? I'm just wondering.
I do not know.
Like, it's up in the air. It is an ice chunk. We understand that. Like, why is it dirty? Because to me, that means that's not dirt.
Could it be something from the wheel well?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, it's California. You'd think no, but flight data shows the plane was flying overhead at the time. We are lucky no one was in the room when this happened. This incident could have been much worse. She is calling for the FAA to investigate whether the ice chunk indeed fell from a plane. The resident was home at the time of the incident and said it sounded like a huge explosion. The homeowner is, in fact, keeping the ice, what she described as having a foul odor, but she bagged and froze it until it could be identified. She's got this chunk of possibly pee and poop ice.
You know it is. And it's not dirty. It fell off of a plane. They said dirt covered. Like, that doesn't add up.
We definitely want to know what it consists of and if it's going to affect our health. Secondly, we
That's
understand
why we kept it.
If it is an airplane or something of the fact, we understand why it happens because even right now as we're speaking, there's a plane over us all the time.
Yeah.
So it's very scary. They are in, obviously, the flight patterns there.
Why do airlines always deny it, though? Right? Because you hear this story, I don't know, 5 times a year. Chunk of ice, and it's always someone that lives in a flight path. The only place it ever happens, right? When it goes through someone's house, and it doesn't matter to the airline. They're like, yeah, that's not from a plane. It's like, dude, it's pee and it's poop, and it fell out of the sky. What is the other scenario for an ice ball of poo and pee to fall out of the sky?
And they gotta have like safe areas to do it, right?
I don't
Like
think
if
they're
you're
doing
over
it on
water?
purpose. I don't know.
Or maybe that's just somebody hits the button by mistake and it dumps. So they're just like,
that
I don't want to admit to it.
The fact that it crashed through the roof and then through the ceiling and then onto the couch. I mean, that's pretty substantial as far as the size.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, though, as far as something crashing on my couch, I am very fortunate now that I am older and I don't live near where I grew up.
All right.
Because I can tell you right now, when I moved out here to Seattle, even when I moved to Baltimore, there were 2 or 3 of my friends that I knew damn well I was not going to tell them where I lived.
Yeah.
Because they would always say, they're like, man, I got to come see you sometime. I'm like, oh, no. I know how this is going to go down. And whatever your circumstances are in life, everybody needs some help every once in a while. Those are not the friends I'm talking about. I'm talking about friends that basically decide to move into your home. Now, the one that I grew up with, not only did he bring himself, he also brought his girlfriend and their 2 stinky dogs.
Which is ridiculous.
Okay? Now, he was the guy that he would steal all your food and eat it. But he would still have money, even though he was broke, to buy dog food.
Of course.
And all these other things, like cigarettes and beer. Like, you would come in, and he would have a 12-pack of beer, like, between his legs. And you're like, hey, Tim, let me have beer. He's like, oh, man, only got 2 left.
So you had 10.
Yeah. You're like, dude, you've been on my couch for 3 months, you and your girlfriend. Give me a damn beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is for real. And it basically took that girl's mother to come to our home one day. I think I told you guys this.
Yeah.
And drag the daughter out. And when she left, then eventually, and they were her dogs. So thank God now the dogs are gone too. Timmy eventually left like within a week.
Of course, his name is Timmy.
But you could not get on the couch. He owned your couch in the living room. He slept on the couch. He never left the couch. Like, you come home and just want to watch something on TV, and he'd be sitting there. He's like, hey, man, just let me watch the rest of this, man. I've been into it for, like, an hour or so. I'm like, Tim, I don't give a crap. Like,
I've been to work.
you're not paying for the cable. You're not paying for the electricity. You're not paying for the rent. You're obviously not paying for any food. You just sit there, smoke weed all day. That somehow you have money to buy.
Right.
You drink beer. Somehow you have money to buy this. There's an empty pizza box on the coffee table. You are that guy. You know, it's like you have money. You just, selectively spend it on yourself.
Yeah.
So,
I'm with you. Get off the damn couch. Even if I'm like a few years ago, right? We rented rented a big cabin for like my mom for her birthday, right? So it's out in Deep Creek Lake. So we all go out there. My sister's like, "Hey, can my friend come?" Like, sure. But it's not that she slept on the couch one night. It's that she laid there till like noon or 1.
yeah.
But just laying there awake, but not doing anything.
And just like get off the couch.
I don't care.
Right?
Get out of the common area, man.
Right. Like,
That's
you
all.
can go sleep in my bed. I don't care. Right. But I'm with Miles. Like, anytime I had roommates, that was one thing that dragged me up a wall. It's like, I don't care if it's your girlfriend. Tell her to get off the goddamn couch.
Yes.
Well, I got home from work. I don't want to sit in the chair.
Well, he told it he was coming in from North Carolina. He just lost his job at Walmart, so he's coming back home. So he's like, "Man, I just need a place to stay for a couple days."
How do you lose? Sorry.
He explained how.
Right.
Did you
I
hear the
shouldn't
description
ask.
of
Yeah,
this
I know.
friend?
Exactly.
That's
It's
how
like,
you lose a
Jesus.
job
Honestly,
at
He
Walmart.
never showed up to this job.
But I haven't seen him since high school, and it's like 2 years later, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, sure, of course you can come and crash, man. We got a couch, man. Just stay for a couple days, get your stuff figured out. His parents lived in town. Her parents lived in town. They had other friends. There were other places to stay.
But no one's going to let him stay on the couch like you do, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He had a
Right. Give me weeks, bro.
They had like 3 open suitcases in the living room with crap thrown away everywhere.
Right.
Dirty clothes and piles and all that stuff. Like, hey, man, hope you don't mind, man. I used your laundry detergent.
I do mind. It's
I do.
expensive, and I'm
Yeah,
broke.
exactly. That's the last thing I want to keep buying, Tim.
Right.
Just
Oh, the big ticket item?
is everything just on the house here?
Yes.
Thank
was.
God for that girlfriend's mother coming. I mean, she dragged her out. This was an adult woman. She was 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Her mom grabbed her by the arm and pushed her in the car and drove away.
Her mom didn't like Tim either.
No.
No.
What
I
ended up
never
in your,
met the guy I don't like.
I kind of hate Tim.
what didn't even leave you one piece of pizza. They ate the entire thing. What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at ring.com.
Putting off replacing your window treatments because you think it's complicated? At Blinds.com, we spent 30 years proving it doesn't have to be. And right now, our Spring Black Friday sale makes it easier than ever. Whether you want to DIY it or have a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we've got you. Free samples, real design experts, and zero pressure. Just help when you need it. Shop up to 45% off site-wide. Huge savings on doorbusters, plus a free professional measure now during the Blinds.com Spring Black Friday sale. Rules and restrictions apply.
I'm Spencer, and I work at United Healthcare.
So, Spencer, why do you care?
I care because my daughter, Adeline, has special needs. I am motivated by Adeline, who inspires me every day. I am driven to help families like mine navigate the healthcare system. I'm so blessed to lead an amazing team at United Healthcare focusing on the member experience and making that better. I'm Spencer, and I'm committed to care.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what stinks? Plumbing problems. You know what doesn't stink? Ted Smith saving you $100 when things get backed up. What can I say? I'm a solutions guy. Right now, my friends at Pinky's Plumbing are offering big savings when you mention my name. You don't need a miracle to fix your plumbing problems. You just need 3 magical words. The Ted Smith. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK. As we go to Jersey, a bear and its 4 cubs made themselves at home in an alcove underneath a New Jersey family's porch. But the critter's cute appeal is quickly fading as the disgruntled residents consider humane ways to evict the pack. The sleuth, or pack of bears, established a makeshift den beneath the porch of the family's home in Oakland, Jersey. In the fall, they've been hibernating there for months until they finally emerged on Tuesday. At first, the homeowner and her family, they weren't necessarily bothered by the squatters, though it was a little unnerving to have the protective mama bear so close.
Yeah.
She said that the furry family of 5 had a certain cute-like factor, especially the cubs, that made their unwanted presence a little more bearable.
Of course. I mean, look, they're bear cubs. Of course they're cute.
The owner of the property phoned the New Jersey Department of Fish and Wildlife for advice, was told the bears should clear out soon.
Yeah, they should be getting out of there any time now.
Though they could return at any time.
But they might come back. You don't know.
As the cubs started to explore their stomping grounds, they rifled through the neighbor's trash and even gnawed on the family's central air conditioning unit.
Cool.
Now, as the community slowly reaches its wits' end, they're looking for a reprieve, but told the news outlet that any intervention is really a last course of action. If the mother is out, she would possibly run and then abandon the cubs, and then they would have to find another sow to basically put up with them. Or if they tranquilize her and caught the cubs, they would have to create a new den for them somewhere nearby. Other neighbors are also perturbed by the influx of sightseers who have caused traffic jams on the block while trying to spy on the bears.
Oh, come on.
The first week after we posted that they're under a porch, before they started coming out, it was like paparazzi was here. Cars driving by, people walking by, where are the bears? My house is not a zoo, according to one of the neighbors. The sleuth left their den for the first time since hibernating Tuesday morning. At some point during her short outing, one of the cubs was snared while trying to scale a fence. It was freed by Fish and Wildlife team and then reunited with its mom. The pack continued its journey, though the rescuers warned they could return later on Tuesday or in the fall for hibernation again.
How much would that piss you off? You know, you get rid of them for a while, and then like, are you serious, man? You guys are going back to my front porch, like, again?
It seems like you'd be able to relocate them for good somewhere, wouldn't you?
You would hope.
Why can't they just tranquilize all 5? I mean, obviously use less of a dose on the cubs. And let them figure, like, take them 30 miles away into the woods. I bet you. They're bears. They kind of got an instinct for this. I bet your mama will figure something out. I don't think she's going to wander all the way back.
They've advised them to board up the crawl space underneath the porch, effectively shutting the bears out of their old home. So that's the idea there.
Yeah, I think a bear could probably just punch through whatever 2x4s you're throwing over there. One thing I discovered, and, you know, growing up, depending where we lived, we had bats. We had carpenter ants. My brother, thankfully for him, we had the fruit fly thing. We've had the crickets. You have the spider invasion. But when you're a kid, it's more like this nuisance that your parents are always bitching about, right? And then when you move out, you get in an apartment. And if there's something untowardly in your place, you call the landlord. And they're annoyed, but they make arrangements. The one thing you don't think about when you buy your first home. So we bought our first home in Greenwood. right? We're super proud of ourselves. Then these wasps built a nest directly outside of where our fireplace was, and I realized, okay, they're getting into the chimney and then coming into the home. And that's the first time I realized, like, oh, man, like, I have to deal with this now. I can't just pass the buck. There's no one to call. I can't just laugh at my dad. I got to deal with this, and it sucks. And being a typical guy, my first thought is not, let's call the exterminator. I'm like, what can I do to get rid of the wasps? You know, so I'm like, hairspray and fire. Now I'm going to end up burning the house down. All these different things. Long story short, we call the exterminator. Because my wife's like, let's call the exterminator. I'm like, no. I'm going to figure this out, man, you know, because I'm a dude. That's where our brains go. Like, certainly I can figure this out. I got my eyes on the nest, and I'm coming up with all these scenarios I could do. And each scenario in my mind ended up with me getting lit up by 10,000 bees that are pissed off. So finally I called wasps. So when we lived in Rochester, and that's where, because we're out in the woods, so you get all kinds of weird things show up in your house. But we were getting, my father does not like stinging insects. All right, he's a tough dude. But if he sees a bee, he's a little girl. I mean, that's just, and he's straight up about it. So we're getting wasps in the house, and we realize they're coming through the chimney. So he pieces together, they obviously have made their nest either at the top of the chimney, the base of the whatever. But he's not going to call an exterminator, right? Because he's a man's man. So he goes to the local hardware store, Heckinger's, be like Home Depot. This is upstate New York. And he bought whatever kind of spray. I don't know what it was, but basically it was one of those super tall cans. And when you looked at the can, it had like a picture of a wasp and a little circle with the bar through it. Yeah. Basically, this is the only point of this product is to kill these things. And it's a spray, but it's one of those sprays where you add the little red straw on the end for the super fine, you know, accuracy thing. So I remember him coming home. So this is during the summer. This is summer vacation for me and my brother. And I remember this was an issue for a couple of days. Every time we ate dinner or whatever, like 5 or 6 would end up in the dining room, a little bit of panic, whatever. So he goes to the hardware store, comes home. And he's not talking to me or my brother, but we can hear him clearly. He is already proud of himself. And he's called my mother Chick as long as I'm in the lab. He's like, look at this, Chick. And he's holding up the can, and he's like, and I remember him saying these words, it says it's good up to 12 feet away. So his thought is, I can stand 12 feet away. I'm going to spray this stuff, and according to the can, this is napalm. I mean, like nothing is more dangerous to these things than whatever spray he bought. So he goes up on the roof. And you can hear his footfalls, and we can track his movements toward the chimney. There's a little tss, tss, and then we just hear. And then we see his body go by the window, right? So we have these big picture windows in the back. He's on the top of that. We just see his body drop by the window. We realize he has jumped off the roof, all right? He has now jumped off the roof, and he lands in the small gravel pit that we have in the backyard, and we hear the downstairs slider, slam shut. He is now pissed. I don't think he actually got stung, but as he's walking up the stairs, because my mother looked at me and my brother and just said, do not laugh. Do not laugh. Because he and I are like, whoa, man. She's like, do not laugh. And when we saw his face, I was easy to not laugh. But she looks at my mother in the eye, and he's holding this can that he was proud of. Keep in mind, 10 minutes before this, he's like, this FNS doesn't work. I swear to God, one of them was wet. He's like, I sprayed the goddamn thing.
Was wet.
Oh, he swears it. He'll take that to his grave. He's like, it was dripping with this stuff and came after him. And he's like, sort of like, you jumped off the roof. He's like, I'm not going to stand there and get stung, man. But he's like, I jumped off the goddamn roof.
We had, I told you the story about having a bat in my room. Yeah. This was a different house. Moved to after that. And we had a wood-burning stove in the garage. I'm sorry, in the basement. Now, keep in mind, it's a 2-story colonial home with a basement. So that's where the wood-burning stove was. Yeah. It's the kind with the metal closed doors where you kind of clamp them down. There was no glass you could not see in. There were just 2 big metal doors. But it basically heated the entire home. Sure. All right. So my job was to keep that place stacked with wood and all that crap. At one point in time, my sister was probably 5 or 6, and she hears something flapping around in there, and she opens the doors. And I remember her telling my mom or dad, she's like, hey, there's a birdie in the fireplace. I wanted to let the birdie go. I could hear him flapping around. It wasn't a birdie. It was a bat. Yeah. All right. But here's the thing. We never saw the bat again. If there would have been a bird.
Was there a window down there?
No. What I'm saying is it had to, we deducted this. It had to be a bat just based on the fact that if it was in fact a bird, it would be flying around the basement and we would have been able to find and locate the bird.
And also birds make noise at some point. where bats do not.
This is also an unfinished basement. So there's exposed undercarriage of, of the floor above and all that stuff. You could see all the ductwork from the air. It could have been anywhere up in there.
Was it summer?
I don't remember when it was. I just know the bat got in that damn
It just seems crazy that he came down the chimney.
I don't think he meant to. I think like anything else, there's a flume coming out the top. Probably went in there to explore, went down 3 floors.
And then can't figure out how to get out.
Just got stuck down in that thing, man. But we knew, at least for a couple weeks, we kept looking for the bat. Just like everywhere you'd look, you're like, all right, where is this guy at?
Bats feel different than birds.
Correct.
I mean, they do.
Well, you'd see a bird flying around. There's no question about that.
But it didn't freak anyone out. You just went, oh, God damn it, man, there's a bird in the house, right? And you had to do what you could to coax it out. A bat, everyone does the same thing. Everyone will observe it, but they all stand 15 feet away.
We asked her, and she said he flew out into the garage or into the basement. We're like, okay. And keep in mind, there's still a living room down there, although it's not finished all the way. Right. It just hadn't been drywalled yet, so it still had it was like a kid area. There was a couch, there was a television, all our toys were down there. It's a basement. It's where we played.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the entire time, anytime we picked anything up, we're just looking for this damn thing, and we can never find it. I had no idea what ever happened to it.
I mean, I've been to stadiums where if you have really bad seats, there'll be like birds or stuff up top.
Sure.
But if there was bats, I wouldn't sit up there.
No. But see, that's the one that goes back to Spirit Airline. I don't understand how this happened. They are mid-flight. It's like 3-4 years ago. They're mid-flight. I mean, like wherever they're going, they're going. They're at maximum altitude. And a bat starts flying around the cabin. And I'm like, man, I mean, look, Spirit, your reputation is what it is. Oddly enough, as far as people that take Spirit, they like it, but its reputation is terrible. And I'm like, a bat flying around your cabin at 36,000 feet does nothing to help you.
What ended up in your house that you did not want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
I mean,
you're right.
I mean, seriously, like I'm on a plane, anything can go wrong. I'm expecting turbulence, or we might even crash. These are all the things you kind of prepare for. What if they say, ladies and gentlemen, going to ask you to stay calm. That is, in fact, a bat flying around the cabin. Like, come on.
I almost always have like a zip-up hoodie with me when I fly.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those times I want to put my headphones in, put up my hoodie, and just be like, I'm going to act like this bat's not in here.
Yeah, you want to expose as little skin as is humanly possible. Hello, Haley. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey.
Hola.
So this is kind of similar to your bat stories, but a lot worse, I feel.
Okay.
My husband and I went on a date night, and we come home, our daughter's gone, and of all movies, we're watching A Quiet Place. So we have a chimney that we don't use anymore, but it's open, but we thought it was capped off because we have a pellet stove that goes through.
Okay.
And we hear gravel falling, and all of a sudden, bats start flying out of the chimney.
But like, how many bats are flying out?
Into your home or out of there?
Into our home.
And how many bats, if you had to guess, came flying out?
So within a week of dealing with the bats, because they're small and we have very dark brown crown molding, getting dive bombed in the middle of the night, it came to probably about 30 plus bats.
So what do you do?
Damn.
Do you just open up the windows and hope they fly out?
We tried that the very first day, and then my husband went and got a net from the garage. My dog was trying to get him because he was a 1-year-old puppy. And then eventually I just started covering my head when they were dive bombing us when we were sleeping.
How long did you live like this?
Live with the bats?
Probably about a week.
And was this here in Washington State?
Yeah, we live in Arlington.
See, that's weird. I have not seen a bat since look, on the East Coast, I think the defining factor of bats is bugs. All right. Obviously, this is not a very buggy area. But anywhere on the East Coast where there's a street light and there are bugs, you will see bats swooping in
constantly
all night long, attacking the bugs. But since we don't have those bugs, I don't know that I've ever seen a bat since we moved here.
Yeah, I mean, if they're out in Arlington, though, there's more bugs out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Arlington makes sense. So what did you do?
We also live by the creek, Pilchuck Creek.
Ah, okay. Yep,
so,
that helps.
I will tell you, though, we did not get mosquito bites that summer.
I mean, look, bats are very handy
30
with
bats
that.
in your house.
It's just they also might have rabies. But how long? So you spent a week with 30 bats dive bombing you in your sleep, which for me, I don't know that I would sleep well.
Every once in a while, we get one out like at 3 o'clock in the morning because we're sleeping, and they just buzz the tower.
So what did you do to eventually get rid of all of them? Like, what's the final plan there?
We searched all the crown molding and everything, closed everything down, and then finally we weren't getting dive bombed anymore.
Did you own that place, or was that a rental?
No, we own it, but it was built in like 1930.
So did you cap the chimney?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that'll do it.
All right.
Yeah, in those moments,
Yeah.
you're like, baby, we're going to part with that money. Go ahead and get this done. So I'm assuming bats are not a protected species here. I don't know.
Are they anywhere?
Yes. There's a woman in Scotland. There are 500 bats in her walls and in her attic. All right. She has since moved out of her home and spends as much time in her car as she can. And she's called exterminators and the wildlife people. And they all said the same thing. Like, look, this is a problem and this does suck, but they are a protected species, I believe, all through the European Union. Just like there's literally nothing that you can do.
That's awful.
Yeah. So she's like, well, what should I do? And they're like, we don't know. I mean, honestly, it's one of those deals where it's like, this is your problem because we cannot legally do anything. There are 500 of them in her walls, man. So she's sleeping in her car. Yeah, they're protected. I don't know if it's a certain subspecies of bat, if it's all bats. I don't know, but the bats that are in her home are protected.
And she's right. Bats are kind of small, but the biggest bats I've ever seen are in Mexico. Those things are huge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell they're feeding on, man. But I mean, tarantulas, who knows?
Maybe.
But even you could see them hanging sometimes from the trees during the day. And then you realize just how gigantic these bats were. And I'd never seen anything like that in my life.
And what's the line between, like, I get there's some animals that are protected, but like humans are protected. But if you break into my home, it's kind of game on.
I can shoot your ass dead, right?
So it's like,
just
what
so
is
you
the
know,
line with animals where, like, it breaks? It's like, well, he's not supposed to be in here.
So it says here, someone, and it's from our boy Devin that deals with animals and all that. So
all right.
Bats are protected here. You cannot kill them here. You can only, quote unquote, use eviction methods. So what's the eviction method then? Right? Look, nobody's trying to kill 500 bats living in your walls. I just can't think of a better alternative.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to coax them out of my home.
I don't. I mean, I'm sure there's some. He would know. I mean, there's got to be something to kind of get them out. But I mean, on the same
But they're
token,
in the walls, man.
right? If they're in the walls, I don't want to poison them because I don't want dead bat carcass in my walls.
Yep. That's fair.
I think overall, I just don't want bats in the wall.
What ended up in your house that you did not want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at Ring.com.
Putting off replacing your window treatments because you think it's complicated? At Blinds.com, we spent 30 years proving it doesn't have to be. And right now, our Spring Black Friday sale makes it easier than ever. Whether you want to DIY it or have a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we've got you. Free samples, real design experts, and zero pressure. Just help when you need it. Shop up to 45% off site-wide. Huge savings on doorbusters. Plus a free professional measure now during the Blinds.com Spring Black Friday sale. Rules and restrictions apply.
I'm Brian. I work at United Healthcare.
So, Brian, why do you care?
I care because I don't want to leave anybody behind. I oversee one of the biggest resource centers in United Healthcare. I see people walk in my office every day, just like my parents. They have no idea about the healthcare. I feel like they are my uncles, aunties. I treat these people like family. I'm Brian, and I'm committed to care.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what stinks? Plumbing problems. You know what doesn't stink? Ted Smith saving you $100 when things get backed up. What can I say? I'm a solutions guy. Right now, my friends at Pinky's Plumbing are offering big savings when you mention my name. You don't need a miracle to fix your plumbing problems. You just need 3 magical words. The Ted Smith. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. Personal finance can feel like a pop quiz you didn't study for. This podcast is your study guide. On NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast, you'll hear from trusted journalists who explain the why behind major financial decisions. You'll get research-backed insights and clear pros and cons, whether you're planning a big purchase or just want to grow your wealth. Make your next financial move with confidence. Follow NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast on your favorite podcast app.
Lowe's has the brands pros trust to get the job done. You can now shop new Catalyst fencing solutions and save big when you do. 10% off when you buy in bulk. Plus, save $180 on a DeWalt 12-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw. Now just $449. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/6 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at Ring.com.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
This is not a good one. California woman wakes up to find an intruder sucking on her toes. Christian Alejandro allegedly started stalking the woman at her job back in February, and he had been confronted regarding that before. However, his behavior then clearly escalated. He was seen by witnesses checking her doors in the week leading up to the incident. Now, on the night of the incident, he put her toes in his mouth and was accused of trying to get into bed with her. Thankfully, the victim was able to push him off and get to her phone and call 911. He then fled the scene but was later located and taken into custody. He is now facing charges of sexual battery, burglary, stalking, and assault with intent to commit a felony. Wake up to someone sucking on your toes.
Yeah, no thanks.
What ended up in your house that you did not want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Bad update.
Okay.
What was her name? I think it was Sheila. Sheila called in and had, she's worked with animals for 20 or 30 years.
Okay.
She said bats, rats, and something else. They hate Listerine.
They hate Listerine.
Listerine. She's Look, I
How
believe
did she
it.
reach? I believe her. I'm just wondering, how did you figure out that bats and rats do not like Listerine?
She just said if you could like inject it into the wall or something, like after a while, like they will just actively vacate and get out of there because they don't like Listerine. But it doesn't harm them.
So take actually inject Listerine into your walls, and they will roll out.
Yeah. I wish she had waited on hold, so it doesn't just sound like me saying something crazy.
Sure.
Okay, Ted.
That's I was like, all right, that's good advice. But yeah, apparently they hate Listerine.
I wonder how many mouthwashes they tried before the Listerine, like the Cool Scope.
Well, that's the one that's got alcohol still.
Right, and it can clean. If it can clean your mouth, it can get rid of a bat.
Who knew?
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
They do not say that, but they should.
They should put it in a commercial. And also, if you have bats. Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
How are you guys doing today?
Not too bad, man.
Show.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. So I bought a house out in Federal Way at like the beginning of COVID.
All right.
And I'm single dude at the time, just trying to get motivated about my new house. I ran over to Costco, found a rug on sale. I was all excited. I just carried the rug in over my shoulder and left the door open. And I literally walked in, turned on the men's room, and I'm just listening. And it's during a song. And I left my door open, though. Didn't really think anything of it. I'd never lived in Federal Way before. And all of a sudden, one of the songs that you guys had played, I didn't recognize the lyrics because I don't know if I can even say the word, but it rhymes with Ricard.
Okay.
Basically, all of a sudden, I heard this woman's voice say, "You're my little Ricard." And I didn't recognize, it's like, that's not part of the lyrics of this song. And I didn't really think anything of it because I'm just unrolling my carpet. And all of a sudden, it's like, I own this town, and you're my little Ricard. What the heck? And I stood up, and I turned around, and here's a crackhead woman with an armful of garbage tearing up pieces of it and just tossing it through my living room as she's walking through my house. And I kind of turned at her, and I was like, "Can I help you?" And she says, "I own this town. You're my little Ricard." What? Okay, can I help you? Because I'm kind of getting uncomfortable. And she hawks a loogie and beginning of COVID, hawks a loogie, spits it right at my face. I duck and weave a little bit, trying to miss it. And I was like, "Did you just seriously?" And she tried to do it again. Unfortunately, I carry a gun. So I pointed my gun right at her and said, "This is the last warning I'm going to give you. You just walked into this house that I just bought. You need to get out of here." Well, she saw the business end of the barrel and basically turned and ran. But I called 911 because my neighbors were elderly, and I didn't want her just going away on her own. So I called 911, talked to the cops, explained what went on, tell them I pulled a gun on her. That's why she ran. Well, the lady misheard me. So then when the cops came, they dove tackled this lady right in the middle of the street and totally messed her up and handcuffed her and whatever. And pretty soon they're coming in going, "We never found a gun on her." It's like, guys, I had the gun. She just spit on me. Like, you didn't have to do that. And they're like, well, what's happened has happened, but at least she's out of your house.
Okay. Are you still in the same
I
house?
didn't really have any. What's that?
Are you still in the same house?
I have since sold that house because I ended up getting married, and it was no point in keeping it. Didn't want to rent because you know what it's like to rent to people in Washington State, and you can't kick them out if they don't pay rent. So I just sold the house. But she never came back. She got a few raspberries on her knees and elbows when the cops dive tackled her, and that was kind of the end of that.
Well, she can do whatever she wants to do in Federal Way.
Because she owns it, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, and apparently I am hers, and she owns it, so I just figured, well, I'll just leave her be and let the cops deal with it. But I did warn them. I was like, you might want to put a bag on her. She's a spitter. And they immediately put it over her head.
Yeah, good looking out on that.
Hesitation.
Put a bag on her.
And the brother that was in there helping us, he came in and he's just like, "Dude, I really appreciate you telling me she's a spitter. That would have grossed me out."
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just a heads up, man.
What ended up in your house that you did not want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
A little update on the Listerine.
Okay, it's Miss Sheila with the Listerine expertise.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, hello. So with the Listerine, you want
you don't want to, like, squirt it in your wall. You want to get it through your wall, like, to the other side of the drywall.
How do you do that with a syringe?
Yeah, just get, like, a 6cc syringe or something and, like, an 18-gauge needle and draw it up and then put it through your drywall as far as you can and just squirt just a tiny bit every couple of feet. You want to, like, start from the point that's furthest from wherever they're coming in at and then just work your way toward wherever they're coming in at.
Now, how did you learn this very odd trick of Listerine to get rid of rats and bats?
So most wild animals, especially, do not like mint.
Really?
So and this, I get weird ideas and I try them, and I've discovered that Listerine gets rid of rats, bats, all kinds of stuff.
So this was this was your own conclusion, and it's proven to be true, the Listerine. So, but with that in mind, do I have to get the mint, the blue Listerine, or could I use the yellow?
The blue does work better than the yellow.
All right. Okay.
How many times have you done this?
Well, I've only had to do it the one time for my house, and then numerous people I've helped them as well, or told them this, and it works the first time every time.
So say I get the syringe to my drywall. I'm promising these small little mammals the beauty of fresh breath. How long does it take them to decide to leave? Is it like overnight? Does it take a week? What?
They'll be out. They'll start taking off within minutes.
Really?
Yeah. So I had a rat that had made a nest down kind of on the other side of my chimney or fireplace, and I used the Listerine, and I just kind of started where I heard the little nest at, and she immediately started getting her babies out of there, and there was total silence within maybe an hour or two.
What other things have you tried that did not work as well as the Listerine?
Could you put like spearmint gum? I mean, if you could get it into a hole.
I couldn't squirt that probably. So
all right. I'm just wondering.
But I mean, did you try Scope and all the other mouthwashes out there?
I did not try Scope just because it's made by Procter & Gamble. I didn't have that on hand, so I had Listerine on hand. But
you're anti-Procter & Gamble, aren't you?
Just some of their practices. I like their products. I don't practices.
Okay, all right.
That makes sense. Sense. And do you actually gargle with Listerine, or do you just have it in case you're going to have a rodent issue?
I use Listerine for all kinds of stuff. It is a really good product.
What do you mean all kinds of? Like what else? So far we got breath and we have chasing small mammals away.
It says keep a spearmint or mint plant next to your doors and windows. It keeps the spiders and bugs out.
Yes, true. They don't like it either.
Including spiders, because that's my thing. That we go to war.
Yeah. Spiders are they're a necessary evil, though.
I know. Look, I understand their point. I think it is fantastic what they do. I just prefer they do it outside of the four walls of my home.
Me too.
So what else do you use Listerine other than your breath and the mammals? What other uses does Listerine have?
Well, I've been in a pinch before and had nothing else to sanitize a cut with, and I've used Listerine. Although it burns like hell, it does work.
Okay, because the alcohol.
Yeah, I've heard it works on all kinds of other strange things, but
it'll get you drunk.
Wasn't it originally introduced as a douche, I believe?
Oh, God.
Back in the day?
No.
I think it was.
That seems crazy.
No. It was either that or like Lysol. One of the two. Originally, it was supposed to be a douche.
No, it was Lysol.
Was it Lysol?
It was Lysol.
Yeah.
So Dr. Lister was the first one to start sanitizing surgical tools in between patients.
Aha. Okay. Hence Listerine.
His product is named after is Dr. Lister.
You know what, Sheila? You've inspired me. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to gargle some Listerine, go to the zoo, and try to make out with a bat.
I don't think I could go to a Dr. Lister.
Dr. Lister?
There's just something about Lister.
I mean, we used to live, our neighbor, when I was a real little kid, first time we lived in upstate New York, our neighbor, his name was Mr. Pfister. That was his actual name. And my brother and I just thought it was funny. And then now as an adult, I'm like, and he was a really nice guy, right? But I don't know if I've been cool with my kid. And look, I know.
He was chill, very loose.
Yeah, just Mr. Pfister.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803.
I mean, Lister was way ahead of his time. Good on him.
What, for finally sanitizing things?
Yeah.
Well, who was the guy that died? What was the president that died? Because it wasn't. That's probably where he got the idea from. Like, you know what? Maybe let's go ahead and sanitize this stuff.
Oh,
was it Buchanan?
Was it Buchanan? Not Garfield.
Maybe Garfield. Either way, the guy didn't die
Yeah.
from the bullet wound. He died from the fact that all the surgical stuff they used
Right,
was
because they
not
kept
sterile.
going inside of him. Right,
Right.
and they're like, right, it's right after the Civil War, and they're like, hey, we started doing this, and it's big over in like France and England.
Yeah.
You should really wash your hands. Guys like, shut up.
I'm fine.
Doesn't matter. I'm the doctor.
Right. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right. So when I was living in Utah, my sister called me and she said, hey, I think I have a family of raccoons living in my chimney. Can you come help me get them out? And I said, all right, how do you want to do it? Do you want to start a fire and smoke them out? And she said, no, I don't want to hurt the babies. And I said, well, is the mom in your chimney? And she's like, I don't think so. Maybe. And I said, I'm not sticking my hand up there. And she's like, well, I don't know what to do. And so I got my big welding glove that goes, halfway up your forearm. And I went down to her house. I got my headlamp, and it's super awkward to be sitting in the fireplace. My arm doesn't bend that way to get up in the flue. And I'm reaching around up there, not knowing if any second the mom is going to sink her teeth through my welding glove. But I could feel the babies. And so I took the babies down one at a time, just reaching around up there. And I got 5 babies out, and the mom, I guess, wasn't there. And so we put the babies in a box, just we were out in the driveway. And then we saw the mom run across the roof, up and down inside the chimney. And so my sister's like, oh, crap, now what are we going to do? So we got a trap. We rigged it up on the roof with some netting, and we started a fire in her fireplace. And I don't know, 4, 5, 6 minutes later, tons and tons of smoke. The mama raccoon came up the chimney into the trap, and we sealed the trap up and took the mom and the babies up in the mountains and let them go.
Success.
All right, there you
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Victory.
fire works.
I wouldn't want to mess with the raccoons, though. I would feel very weird about reaching up into a place that I couldn't see and
Hoping the mom
feeling
isn't
around,
there.
yeah, feeling around for stuff.
Yeah, scary for sure.
Yeah, that's
What do you think the raccoon's teeth would go through the welder's glove?
I was worried about it. I think they probably would. I mean, those welding gloves are super thick, but I don't know.
It's a raccoon.
The raccoons around here are not nearly that agile. They really are dumpster divers.
They're so fast.
So the ones that I had around my house in Wallingford, they just waddle. I mean, they can still scale a fence and do all those things, man. But I mean, they're just
even their fence scaling
so
is sad.
slow and lethargic, and just and typically they do have babies with them and everything else.
I'm just always impressed that they just don't seem to care that the humans are there.
They don't care because we're the ones providing the food. There's a family of 4 that lives, I call it the Silk Road. I think they live in my neighbor's yard. They have a little more cover there, but they have to cross my driveway to get there. And every night at roughly midnight, I mean, it is their pilgrimage, right? So I don't know if it's still the same ones because it's been years now. But like you said, super fat, and they do have to scale a fence. And the 2 times I remember watching them most because they creep along kind of quiet because I think they're worried about the neighborhood cats and all this kind of thing. But anytime I take a drag of my cigarette, kind of gets their attention. They know I'm there. They look at me for 1 second, realize, same dude. They don't worry about it, right? No interaction, but I just kind of watch them go along. So the dude is real fat, all right? And his girl ain't much thinner, but he's definitely the bigger of the 2. So there's one day I see her because they kind of come around the corner from my left, then they move in front of me laterally for a bit and then disappear into the quote-unquote the Silk Road, kind of this hole in the fence. So I see her, and I'm like, where's the dude? The dude's always with her. Well, he shows up maybe 15 seconds after, but I'm telling you, man, you're not trying to humanize these things, but I'm looking at him and I just look at his walk and I'm like, you're in trouble. I mean, he's walking like the husband who just got busted, drinking whiskey and, masturbating to porn or something like that. So, and I'm like, that can't be true, right? This cannot be the case. I'm just making this up. But that's the walk he had, and even kind of had his head hung. So he kind of catches up to the wife, and she turns around and hisses at his ass, right? Just like, and he drops his head, and she starts walking again. I'm like, this is exactly
that's exactly
brother,
that.
I've been there. But the other thing I remember, it's just him. It's solo. I think he's kind of proud of himself. He has some trash in his mouth, but he's trying to climb this fence. And he jumps. Usually he's pretty good, but this time he kind of hits it. It doesn't quite fall off, but he's hanging with his 2 front paws. And just remember the size of his fat ass, and then his legs are just scratching on this fence. He did everything he could to get up this fence. Probably goes on for 30 seconds. And now I'm kind of rooting for him. Like, come on, buddy. You got this, man. He just couldn't do it. So he drops into the grass and just decides, you know what, I'll just take the little curb and cut through the fence. I'm like, you quitter. You quitter, fat ass.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Guess who it is, Ted?
James.
James, welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So I was out building a cabin for my mom in Lake Roosevelt, and we hadn't put the windows in yet. And me and my buddies were watching some TV before we hit the hay. And we turn off the TV, and we see a bat flying inside this little cabin. And on my first try, I just take a swipe in the air, slap him right out of midair, and he bounces off the windowsill and off into the night.
Damn. On first swing.
First swing, so I was batting 1,000.
Was it just your hand?
Yeah, with my bare hand.
All right, let me ask you this. Have you ever successfully swatted a fruit fly in midair?
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's humanly possible. They fly like they're drunk. It's all slow. They're like Muhammad Ali. They kind of rope-a-dope it. Because, I mean, like, you look at them, and I'm like, this must be the easiest prey to get. And every time you swing at it, it's like, missed. And I'm back right in front of your face.
The thing is, my wife always made fun of me because I tried it one-handed. She says you have to do it two-handed because then it slows them down because they're scared from both ends, and then that's when you can get them.
So your wife taught you the fruit fly.
She has the experience.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
There's something to learn.
Fruit flies are tougher. There's some of them that are a little bit easier. I was sitting in my friend's shop, right, like their garage.
Yeah.
So it's me and two friends, but my buddy has his office set up out there. So I'm a little bit higher up in an office chair.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're talking about, but I mean, clearly it's a kind of like intense conversation or whatever. And there's one out of the corner of my eye, like Mr. Miyagi. I just like grab it, crumple it, and throw it away. And
Fruit fly?
I don't know if it was a fruit. It was something. I don't think it was a fruit fly, but and then my friend, she's just like, wait a minute, stop. Did you just kill a bug mid-conversation? I was like, yeah.
I'm good, man.
Trying to stay on the point here.
That's right.
That's why I did it. Tried to be nonchalant about it.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Nerds. Today's episode is sponsored by NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. Personal finance can feel like a pop quiz you didn't study for. This podcast is your study guide. On NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast, you'll hear from trusted journalists who explain the why behind major financial decisions. You'll get research-backed insights and clear pros and cons, whether you're planning a big purchase or just want to grow your wealth. Make your next financial move with confidence. Follow NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast on your favorite podcast app.
Lowe's has the brands pros trust to get the job done. You can now shop new Catalyst fencing solutions and save big when you do. 10% off when you buy in bulk. Plus, save $180 on a DeWalt 12-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw. Now just $449. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/6 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at Ring.com.
Well, I was down on my last dollar, then I started saving because the bank said fiscal restraint is what you're craving. So I put my earnings in a high-yield account, let the savings compound and the interest mount. I'm optimizing cash flow, putting debt in check now. Time is my friend and not a pain in the neck. And we've got a little cash to rebuild the old deck.
Boring money moves make kind of lame songs, but they sound pretty sweet to your wallet. PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
is live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
The drinks will be flowing that day, they say.
Oh, yeah.
Little outdoor drinking. KISW Miles Montgomery Golf Classic presented by Pinky's Plumbing. Going down Monday at Redmond Ridge Golf Club. That would be June the 8th. And we still do have a couple of foursomes that are still available. The package filled with breakfast, lunch, plenty of drinks will be flowing. Your chance to win tickets to see Guns N' Roses Black Crowes in Vancouver, BC on August 29th. That's the entire foursome. If you want, get on up to Vancouver, check out the show on an Amtrak train. We've got the hotel accommodations taken care of and everything else. Godsmack tickets, tickets to our upcoming acoustic holiday show.
Yep.
All that and more. Sign up your foursome now at KISW.com. Our question today, what ended up in your house that you did not want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So my family has a place over in Leavenworth, and so I drove over there with my 6-year-old, and I was just putting her to bed, and my wife arrived with the 10-year-old, could hear them moving around, and all of a sudden my dog just lost its mind, was going crazy, and I was like, shut up, like, don't wake up the 6-year-old. So I get up and I walk out into the kitchen, and there, standing in the middle of the kitchen, is a full-size doe, looking completely bewildered. And I, myself, only because I have it on video, I'm caught myself saying, what the how? Like, I had no idea what was happening. So I kind of opened the front door and sort of tried to show the doe out, and it proceeded to sprint full speed into the kitchen window.
Oh no.
And thankfully it didn't shatter, but now I have a dazed and confused doe in the middle of my kitchen. So proceed to kind of make a corridor to let it out. And unfortunately, it sprints down the hallway into the bedroom where the 10-year-old was falling asleep. So follow into the room, and my 10-year-old is sitting up wide-eyed, and she's already named the deer, and she's ready to keep it.
Oh, Jesus, of course she is.
Excited as can be. And I walk in and open the patio sliding door, and once again, I'm like, please show yourself out. And it sprints into the master bathroom and shatters a 5-foot by 3-foot mirror, just trying to exit through a mirror. And once that's shattered and glass is everywhere, it just slowly trots out the door.
And now that I've wrecked you. Oh, the door. Yeah, my bad, man.
You said you own this place?
Yes.
Oh my God! So you had a lot of repair work to take care of.
You know, it could have been much worse. It was just the mirror in the end, but thankfully it didn't shatter the window. And also, at one point, it put 2 front hooves on the bed where my daughter was, and I was like, that is not happening, right? She could have been definitely crushed. So
what?
Did the wife just leave the door open and it just came in behind her?
So yeah, as it turns out, my wife, when she arrived, pulled into the garage, left the garage door open, and then hadn't closed the door from the garage into the laundry room, and this deer just decided to come in. I mean, we had a skunk in the garage, we had a weasel in the garage. Like, there's plenty of varmints, but I never expected a deer in the kitchen.
Weasels are kind of nasty, right?
Yeah, when we caught that thing, it made noises that I've never heard. It was awful.
How did you catch it? What was your plan?
Unfortunately, I didn't have much to work with, so we found it behind a folding table that was leaning against the wall, and we pinned it with a shovel. And then, thankfully, it was right next to the door, so we opened the door and basically blocked it with another table so that it had only one way to go, and it showed itself out.
Okay, so weasels.
Exciting living in Leavenworth. I'll be damned.
Yeah, we had my mother's deathly afraid of snakes, right?
I just like the idea. Just like, just a doe. Just sitting in my kitchen.
I'd rather deal with the doe than a skunk or a weasel, though.
Yeah.
The doe might do more damage. I understand that, but
it's
not going to spray me. It's probably not going to bite me. But my mother, terrified of snakes, always has been. And I do not know. Long story short, I get home from school. My mother, I believe, was supposed to be at work that day. So she's home when I get home, which is weird. My mother's always very well put together, and she just was not when I walk in the house. So, like, her pajama top's, like, buttoned all crooked, right? No bra on, hair's all crazy. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? And you could tell she'd been upset earlier, clearly had hyperventilated the whole night, but I have no idea what's going on. This is Baltimore, so I'm just assuming someone tried to break in. It wasn't that at all. There was a snake in the kitchen. All right, so I'm like, well, where is it now? She's like, that mother effer's dead, okay? So now I want you to understand, my mom's deathly afraid of snakes. And it's a garter snake. It ain't going to do anything to you other than freak you out. But she sees it, and so first she just freaks out, hyperventilates, calls my father at work. She said, your father said to me, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm at work. I'm not driving 20 minutes home to take my foot and kick a snake out the door. He's like, just kick the goddamn thing out the door. She's not going to do it. She doesn't want to touch it. I understand. It's pure fear. All right, but keep in mind, as my mother's telling me this, the whole story is coming out like this. So I'm like, okay, so what do you do? She's like, I kept my eye on it to make sure he didn't disappear somewhere. It's a kitchen. You can get under the oven, fridge, whatever. So she's like, I want to keep an eye on it. And I grabbed the broom, and I opened the door, and I tried to sweep them out. But snakes, whether you know or not, heavier than they look, right?
Yeah.
And we had this little weak-ass broom. So she's like, basically, I just raked over top of the thing. It wouldn't go out the door. She's like, then I tried to nudge it, and he still won't go out the door. She's like, so then I just whacked him with the broom, just straight up hit the thing. And this is where she snapped, and her fear disappeared. And the way she says it to me, and keep in mind, she is very intense when she's speaking to me. So when she tells me she hit the snake with the broom, she said it kind of reared up, and her quote was, and not mother effer hissed at me in my home. She beat the living S out of this thing with this broom. I'm like, with a broom? You can see the blood spot on the floor. I'm like, with that broom, she beat the piss out of the snake and then swept it right outside of the door. So the only thing she asked me to do, so what I learned is, don't threaten my mother in her home. She will kill you. She made that very, very clear. So she swept it outside of the door, and it's directly outside of the kitchen door, which is outside. She's like, you got to get rid of it. I'm like, all right. So I'm leaning down just to pick it up, and she screams, which makes me jump back. I'm like, what? It might be faking it. I'm like, Mom.
It might be faking it.
That's what she told me.
You never know.
I said, it is covered in ants. There's a pool of blood coming out of its crushed skull. I said, if he's faking it, like he is gone. Oh, and so I picked up the snake, threw it in the neighbor's yard. And even when she asked me, she goes, did you throw it in the neighbor's yard? I'm like, no. She knew I did, but I'm like, look, if it bugs you, go find it.
I told you my buddy Will had the same thing last summer, right? He's like out in front of his house, and he lives in a nice little neighborhood, right? Yeah. You know, a bottleneck or whatever. So his kids are out there in the little cul-de-sac playing. And, like, they come in. Same thing. He's like me. He's not a big, and your mom, not a big fan of snakes. And I think it's probably a black snake or whatever, a garter snake. But same thing. It keeps, like, trying to, like, get up in the garage. So all he had was a little kid shovel. So basically, he said he had to, like, attack it 3 times before he could, like.
A little cheap-ass plastic shovel.
Right. And his kids are watching him just slowly. And, like, it leaves, and then it comes back. He's trying to chop the head off.
With a plastic shovel.
With a plastic shovel. Eventually, he did, and he felt victorious. But his kids were obviously, they're all three kids within a young age, and they're just mortified.
Oh, of course.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Donnie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Hola.
How you doing?
Doing good, Donnie. How are you, man?
Doing good. I got a story about I was a grower in eastern Washington, and it's miserable over there. And when I first came back, I stayed at a buddy's house or a buddy's place. He had a big piece of property. And he asked me to take care of some of his pot plants when I got back. And
you didn't smoke any of it, did you?
A little bit.
I bet you did.
Yeah, a little bit. But anyway, he took off to Eastern Washington, or he took off to California and wanted me to fix his whole place. And while I was doing that, I got all the plants good and everything. It was going great. But he had these mats at the bottom of on the floor. And I took them all out. I cleaned them all out. Well, long story short, his horse got away. And when I was putting the plants back in, the horse came in and started eating all of his plants. I'm looking on the other side of the room, like placing all the plants in a nice spot, and the horse had them all devoured.
How
many plants?
Yeah, like what % of his grow operation did this horse eat?
Probably about 50%.
Oh, man. Did he just eat it that fast you couldn't get him out of there?
Yeah. The thing was in there devouring them just that fast.
And then what do you do? Because horses kind of don't F around, man. So you got a horse that's very happily eating, and now I have to convince it to stop and get the hell out. Like, do you yell at it? Do you slap its ass? What?
Yeah, I'm not a horse guy, man.
Did you get the horse back in the pen?
He wasn't a thoroughbred, but he was thoroughly fed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know what to do, but I got him out of there, and luckily the plants were really nice. Like I got them fixed up pretty good, and so they kind of like doubled in size. The shoots started coming out from it
because he pruned them basically.
Yeah. It was pretty wild. But,
was he eating was he eating the buds or was he eating like the whole plants?
No, they weren't in bud yet. Right.
All right. I bet he got stoned as all get out.
I don't know, because somebody had said before, like, if you don't heat it, you're not going to get stoned.
That right. For humans, you got to activate it.
But for animals, deer eat it like crazy. That's why they have all those traps around outdoor growing.
But I think they also might just like eating it.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, the horse, I don't know.
Right. Okay. What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
I mean, look, you'd have to try the theory. It'd be gross. But I'm pretty sure if you just ate a bud, it wouldn't do anything to you.
Probably not.
Because you got to, generally, right, you either cook it into food or
right.
or make it a butter, or you got to light it with flame, right? It's like I'm almost positive THC gets activated when there's heat resource to it.
Don't tell the deer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, we're all over it now, man.
It would be kind of funny to see a deer with a lighter.
Yeah, or a vape. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Hola. Yeah, we got you, man.
How you doing?
Doing good, Chris.
Yeah, I love your show. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, sure.
I think I got a good one. So my girlfriend and I drove from Seattle out to Detroit because her parents nicely bought us a little house, and just outside of 8 Mile. And we moved in the first night. We're laying in bed. We're trying to go to bed, and we hear up in the ceiling, like the attic, right? We're upstairs in the bedroom, and then we hear squeak, 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 dum, 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 dum. Squeak, 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 dum, dum, dum. So I run downstairs, get a broom, and I'm like slamming the ceiling, trying to figure out what's up there. One was quite heavy, and there sounded like a bunch of pups. They were raccoons. I didn't know at the time, but every time I thumped the ceiling, she would move the pups, over to another corner. So we went on doing that for like a half an hour. My girlfriend worked at the Humane Society. So the next day she's like, let's call an exterminator, but it has to be like, a
friendly one.
Yeah, right. Like we don't want to like try to trap, other than trapping or whatever. She don't want to like kill him.
Right.
So we call this guy and he's like Batman. We climb up on the roof. I go with him. He's all full of like vigor and confidence. And we're up on the roof, and he's like, "There's your problem. There's like a little hole in one of the, eaves of the attic where like animals can get in." And he's like, "You got coons." I'm like, "Okay." And then I look at him. I'm like, "Well, what do we do?" And it's Detroit, so it's flat, and the houses are just like one by one down the street. So you can see all the other rooftops. There's not a lot of topography.
Yeah. I lived off of 5 Mile on Warwick Avenue for a while.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Same area.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool area. She grew up there, so I learned a lot about that area. It's really kind of cool.
It's just an old neighborhood. Yeah, that's all it is with the yards.
Well,
and
then that
everything
made
else.
us think it was all ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, I don't remember
Detroit,
that.
so.
Yeah, it's expansive. It's different from Seattle for sure, but you could see what once was,
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, look, you're right. I think any major city that has the quote-unquote whatever the bad area is, there's still going to be decent sections of that bad area.
Better section.
Better.
Our area, they call it the township, was called Pleasant Ridge.
Yeah. See, that's what I don't believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything that has a
Pleasant
name like
or
that.
Ridge. Yeah. Heights.
View, Heights, all, at least on the East Coast.
Until I moved here, I used to feel that way about Terrace. But Mount Lake Terrace is pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also
listen,
Landing.
Terrace on the East Coast is worse than any other place you're going to go, right?
Correct.
Heights is always bad, right? And I don't care if it's Magnolia Heights. They will give it the sweetest name. You go there, you're going to take a bullet to the chest. If it says Terrace, just don't freaking
But if it
go.
says Park, too, then you're really screwed. If it's like Terrace Park.
I mean, in that case, that's like an indicator. Like,
It's not a park.
We call it a terrace park.
It's not a park.
And there's no terraces.
Any park is not a park.
Yeah.
It is weird. You're right, though, because, like,
everything there.
I was in, right, I grew up in
Park
College
Heights.
Park, and, like, the next town over wasn't too bad, but it was something Heights.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, where I went to grade school, Beltsville, which was just around the corner, Beltsville was kind of nice.
But think about the name.
But most of my friends lived in Beltsville Heights.
Right, exactly. It was code, man.
It really is.
Yeah, like my grade school, you could see the difference. Like, that family lives in Beltsville. Like, yeah, I mean, literally, the people I'm still friends with, they all lived in the Heights.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Steve, but Hill, too.
Hill, yeah.
Hill's
Anything they put on
yeah.
to make it sound natural or beautiful is an indication that this
not.
is the
It's friendly,
freaking
yeah.
ghetto. Like, what's the movie that just came out? Wuthering Heights. I know what the story's about, and I know it's about England and all this, but it just made me chuckle because when they first started advertising it, I'm like, if you put this in Baltimore, this cast is entirely different.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Even on the commercial. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know the full thing, but on the commercial, like, it shows the main male lead and the male female lead, and she's saying something to the effect of, like, why did you go away? And his response was something to the effect of, I don't know, why did you leave me? And I'm like, this from Baltimore, Wuthering Heights. Been like, bitch, where you been? I was at where I was, right?
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. Personal finance can feel like a pop quiz you didn't study for. This podcast is your study guide. On NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast, you'll hear from trusted journalists who explain the why behind major financial decisions. You'll get research-backed insights and clear pros and cons, whether you're planning a big purchase or just want to grow your wealth. Make your next financial move with confidence. Follow NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast on your favorite podcast app.
Lowe's has the brands pros trust to get the job done. You can now shop new Catalyst fencing solutions and save big when you do. 10% off when you buy in bulk. Plus, save $180 on a DeWalt 12-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw. Now just $449. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/6 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at ring.com.
PNC Bank brings you Call of the Wild Money Moves.
Shh. Listen.
Hey, guys.
That's the sound of a multi-level marketing pitch.
This is life-changing, you guys.
Sounds like she wants you to buy lots of essential oils.
They are so essential.
And then have all your friends buy essential oils.
Are you more of a geranium or lavender fan?
Don't look her in the eyes.
Guard against wild money moves with PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTRCM.
Same scene, just would have been said different. Yeah.
I was at where I was.
I was at where I was. That's the kind of answer to get. Hello, Alan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. So, growing up, I was living right next to the Green River, so a lot of critters, varmints would come through. And we had
Serial killers, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I had a cat that would, more often than not, bring in, like, a lot of dead animals, rabbits, rats, that kind of thing. But occasionally would bring in some live ones. So one time, it was bringing in, I'm setting up for a party for my dad's birthday. Going to have like 50-plus people or something. And I see the cat right outside the front porch with a rat in its mouth. And I'm like, oh, no, we got to get that thing out of here. And immediately he darts inside, drops the rat thinking that it's just dead. Oh, no, it wasn't. Of course not. So then the rat ends up crawling underneath the couch and then ends up getting behind like the china cabinet and all that stuff. And it was just a whole ordeal trying to get this little rat out of the house before 50-plus people show up. And eventually it took like 3 people to just corner it and get it outside safely.
How long did it take you guys to pull this off?
We were actually pretty quick about it. Maybe like 5 minutes total.
That's not bad. No, that is not bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's one thing with the cat. Hey, if you're going to drop the dead animal, can you make sure that the thing's dead?
Mm-hmm. What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jolene. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey.
Hola.
Hola. So I had a swamp rat in my house. And it had
swamp rat?
A swamp. Look it up. It's
I'm about
rat.
to. All right.
Where were you living that had swamp rats?
So we're in South Carolina. You know my dad.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I got you.
Jerry, you know.
Is it the same as nutria, or are they different?
They're the same thing.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
So, anyways, we had 1 million of them in our house.
What did you do? All right. Did you have a swamp rat party? What was going on?
Oh, yeah. Jerry, you tell them. No, you don't. Oh.
No, you tell them. No, you tell them, Jerry.
Hey, they had a swamp rat party, Miles. Maybe that's all there is to it.
Drinking Mad Dog 2020 swamp rat party.
Hey, and I know you like to golf, and we just had the golf tournament here.
Where's that?
Are you in Hilton Head?
Yeah, Hilton Head.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. So how'd you get rid of your...
house. You guys need to come.
They had a party, dude.
Yeah, swamp rat party.
Swamp rat
million swamp
You
rats.
were there?
Tell them, Jerry.
Were you there?
No.
Oh,
We missed the swamp rat.
No. We were not at the swamp rat party. We're wondering, how did you call the party to an end? What was the closing time?
We killed it. I have a dog that eats them, and he finally came out, and he had one of them in his mouth, and I was like, ew.
You should be on the South Carolina Tourist Board.
Okay, so that's how you get rid of them.
If you guys ever want to come visit us, you're more than welcome.
Sounds very appealing. Really,
we appreciate that. Look, there might be swamp rats in the house, but my dog will eat them.
Million of them.
And, just let the dog eat them all, man.
Swamp rat party.
Oh, man, were you guys there?
There was a golf tournament there.
Swamp rat party. Were you there? Like, wait, did you actually throw a swamp rat party?
I think we should have just left it.
No.
That's what they're doing.
Hey, look,
it's a nice area.
It's 7:50. They got a good buzz on already.
Were you there?
Tara Daly, Steve Mix, the Daily Mix Morning Show coming up. We're going to sit and spin. We've got 10 bands with farewell tours that weren't. And we've got your emails coming up next to the men's room at KISW.com.
Today's episode is sponsored by NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. Personal finance can feel like a pop quiz you didn't study for. This podcast is your study guide. On NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast, you'll hear from trusted journalists who explain the why behind major financial decisions. You'll get research-backed insights and clear pros and cons, whether you're planning a big purchase or just want to grow your wealth. Make your next financial move with confidence. Follow NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast podcast on your favorite podcast app.
Lowe's has the brands pros trust to get the job done. You can now shop new Catalyst fencing solutions and save big when you do. 10% off when you buy in bulk. Plus, save $180 on a DeWalt 12-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw. Now just $449. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/6 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at ring.com.
PNC Bank brings you Call of the Wild Money Moves.
Shh. Listen.
Hey, guys.
That's the sound of a multi-level marketing pitch.
This is life-changing, you guys.
Sounds like she wants you to buy lots of essential oils.
They are so essential.
And then have all your friends buy essential oils.
Are you more of a geranium or lavender fan?
Don't look her in the eyes.
Guard against wild money moves with PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built to keep going, blending rugged muscle with precision engineering, all supported by Toyota's time-tested legacy of dependability. Step into a Tundra and feel the unyielding capability. With the available iForce Max engine, Tundra puts out impressive power, torque, and towing performance. And the roomy high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the go. Or take a look at Tacoma, made for drivers who push past the path. Agile, tough, and relentless. With available features like crawl control, a powered rear window, portable JBL speaker, and a power liftgate. So gear goes in fast, and the adventure keeps moving. The Tacoma and Tundra are engineered to endure, season after season, mile after mile. So drive one home today. Visit Toyota.com for deals and local inventory. Or stop by your Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at Ring.com. How would you describe yourself? Fun? Sporty? Bold? If that's the case, meet the Kia K4 hatchback. Made for motion, adventure, and whatever you might decide to bring along. Or would you say you're more smooth, sleek, refined? If so, there's the Kia K4 sedan. Calm, confident, and ever so modern. 2 personalities, 2 available turbocharged ways forward. The Kia K4 GT Line Turbo and the K4 Hatchback GT Line Turbo. What turbo's you? Turbo is available on select K4 trims.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, Daily Mix Morning Show stopping by momentarily. We'll sit and spin. We got 10 bands with farewell tours that were not, but first time for a few emails for the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Couple from our question, what ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house as far as couch surfing friends? Guys, we had one of those, and he lived in the corner of our dining room under the table. His name was Jordan. I hated that guy. But my roommate paid more bills than me. So he got to decide if he's going to stay or not.
Yay.
Let's see.
The roommate paying the most. That was always my issue with DB. Yep. Great roommate. We had a couple girlfriends that were over all the time, but he paid a lot more for the big room, and I was like, all right.
Does that include the really stupid one he did?
She's the one.
I thought so. You said something earlier. I'm like, she's just, look, I only met her once, I believe, but there's no way to truly explain the depth of how stupid this woman was. This is not an insult. This is not anything. In fact, I smoked a joint with her in her Jeep. We were at the bar, and I walked back in, and I saw Ted, and I had to ask her, and I was being dead serious. I was like, Ted, is she honestly that stupid, or is she kind of a comedic genius? Because if she's not stupid and she acts that way, it's like Borat. She's brilliant. Ted's like, she's dumb.
Correct.
I've never met anyone that dumb.
And almost like a movie. Because, don't get me wrong, she was very nice. She was very attractive.
All of that.
But just whatever her schedule was, because we were doing a midday show, when I would get home, she would just be on that goddamn couch. Right? And she'd always like, hey, Ed. Good to see you. And I'm just like, God damn.
What was her name? Becca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just one day, I'd like to come home and just chill and watch Sports Center. And then there was stuff in my building I didn't even know about. She was like, yeah, there's a room for that. It was just like, you don't actually live here.
Guys, Green Lake is loaded with bats. Lots of people don't know this. I didn't know that either. What was in my house I didn't want? Bitches, the cops. The freaking cops. I was sleeping on the couch, and my wife watched them walk down the driveway with their flashlights, then let them bitches in. Woke me up, and off to jail I went. Probation violation. Good times. That from Raymond, the transplant from Klamath Falls, Ted.
I mean, it sounds about right for Klamath Falls.
Guys, I had an unwanted seagull in my house. The cat brought it in alive. And when you're small, they are huge. Just kind of had to open all the doors and windows and wait for it to get itself out. Okay, birthday time brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
All right, good morning, guys. I'll listen to you guys for several years, and by proxy have gotten my son and youngest daughter into your show. I was hoping you could give my daughter, Guinevere, a happy birthday shout-out. Today is her 9th birthday. So could she get the captain and then Coach Ted telling her how awesome turning 9 is and a few wet farts. Thank you, guys. That from Matthew from Port Orchard.
Ooh, well, ahoy there, and happy 9th birthday. Just so you know, I had to talk to my lawyers to be able to even speak to you, but I'll tell you what, when the old Capitan turned 9 years old, I was all excited for my birthday party. But instead of getting me cake, my parents bought me cornflakes, and I know what you're thinking, that's lame, and it was lame, make no mistake, but also on that day, I met a new foreign exchange student from India. You know him as Tony the Tiger. So he was a little disappointed by these cornflakes as well. And he rolled up to me and said, Captain. Yeah, they called me Captain when I was 9 as well. And he said, Captain, I think we should put some sugar on those cornflakes. Make them more palatable. And we added sugar to the cornflakes. And I said, wow, Tony, you should sell that as a cereal. And Frosted Flakes was born. Crunch Berries.
All right, 9. Good year. Not the double digits yet, but you get a little bit older, get a little more independence, probably make a lot of good friends. I'd say this is probably the age you're going to play a sport or try something new. Try it out. Listen to Coach. Try new things in your 40s. It's going to be really hard. No, that seems like it's really far away. It's not, kid. Other than that, just go out and enjoy tonight. I say you get some pizza or a burger, something good. Maybe some chicken nuggets. You never know.
Whatever it is you like, get twice as much as normal.
Yeah, you get dessert tonight.
Guys, my buddy Luke is his Dirty 30 birthday shout-out today. Absolute legend, local farmer mechanic, now part owner of a high-end fancy bar and restaurant in North Carolina called the 83. That is under construction right now.
Well, go to the swamp rat parties in the Carolinas.
You're missing it. Can I get some Dirty Germans trying out his new fancy restaurant? Thanks, guys. That from his best buddy, Jared.
Yeah, look, I have not even looked at your menu. I'm simply going to ask you, do you have sausage and pie? They are the two things I like in my mouth the most.
Yeah, so I like the way the English refers to them as bangers.
Yeah.
So.
Can we throw a bang at your bar? In 83, what position is that?
So it's got to be north-south, right?
I just imagine one of you is of the larger size.
Older gentlemen, I want to wish my boyfriend, my wonderful husband, Brandon, a very happy 40th birthday.
They're married, Miles.
Yeah, he thinks he's turning into an old man, but he almost never yells at the neighborhood children and doesn't look a day over 40. This is his first birthday shout-out from you guys because his birthday would always fall on the weekend or a day off. He would love to hear Thrill Shotgun Gets with a Michael Jackson hee-hee, some dad jokes from Miles, and to hear you guys talking all over yourselves about the best advice you give a 40-year-old man. Thank you guys. I know it'll make him smile, and thank you for everything you guys do for so many of us every day. Props, guys. That from Erica. Get. I think it. Get. A man's wife tried to cut off his penis.
Oh, yeah?
And she missed and cut his thigh instead. She was charged with a misdemeanor.
Mr. Wiener.
All right. Did you know humans eat more bananas than monkeys?
No.
Have you ever eaten a monkey? I've not.
Fair.
Come on. I told my girlfriend that I have a half-brother in Sydney Harbor, Australia.
Oh! Did he get eaten by a shark?
Different dad, she asked. I said, no shark attack.
Yeah. So you said
Yes. Another one you like. My dad is a magician who saws people in half. I have 2 half-sisters. I asked the librarian if they had any books on turtles. She said, hardback? And finally, I asked my Italian dad where the boat went. He said, it's gondola. Bitches, today's a big 5-5 for me. I almost forgot I share a birthday with the drunk and charged Ryan Castle, so how about a little love for him as well? How about a Leroy Jenkins, a Joey Chestnut, and maybe Coach Ted there wondering why skinless bangers aren't a standard birthday party food. Thanks for everything you do there from Jersey. I'll give you some skinless bangers music instead.
Let's do this. Leroy Chestnut!
Mom, can we have some skinless bangers at this party? Mom, not the ones with the skin on them, the skinless ones. They hurt my tummy when they have the outside. We should have them at every party, the skinless bangers.
Happy birthday to the greatest man. That's my husband, Ted. He turns 55 today.
Hey,
Enjoy your fish sandwich and the men's room beer. Thank you guys for the wonderful show every day. That from Kay.
$2 get a fish sandwich?
And one more birthday.
A filet of fish sandwich.
Gentlemen, can I please get my dear friend Mike, pronounced Ash, a birthday shout-out for his 56th trip around the ball of fire. Super talented and funny man. Best of all, a caring friend for almost 4 decades. How about a fart of any choice there, and now hitting the window, and some thrill shotgun gets. That from the THC Lone Hippie.
What else they need? Ow?
Yep. Get. I say get. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
The all-new 2026 Toyota RAV4 is here, and it builds on everything drivers know and love about Toyota. With a redesigned look and modern tech that makes life behind the wheel easier than ever. The 26 RAV4 comes standard as a hybrid, providing smooth, efficient performance for both city streets and longer journeys. While the available all-wheel drive keeps you in command when conditions are unpredictable. The new RAV4 is designed around the way people actually use their SUV, from daily errands to weekend adventures. While the GR Sport model, coming soon, boasts a net combined 320 horsepower in a plug-in hybrid drivetrain with a GR-tuned suspension for an even more responsive, exciting drive. No matter which RAV4 you choose, you'll enjoy the reliability Toyota is known for, coupled with the inspiring performance that's unique to Toyota. Shop more and find details at Toyota.com. The all-new RAV4 from Toyota. Let's go places.
This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at Ring.com. How would you describe yourself? Fun? Sporty? Bold? If that's the case, meet the Kia K4 hatchback, made for motion, adventure, and whatever you might decide to bring along. Or would you say you're more smooth, sleek, refined? If so, there's the Kia K4 sedan. Calm, confident, and ever so modern. 2 personalities, 2 available turbocharged ways forward. The Kia K4 GT Line Turbo and the K4 Hatchback GT Line Turbo. What turbo's you? Turbo is available on select K4 trims.
The guys at 206-803-ROCK.
All right, come up here at 5:08. We will drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on. And since he's not here, he is definitely not working on these headlines. The Finnish Air Force confirmed cadets on a training flight were disciplined for using their flight patterns to create the shapes of male genitalia in the sky. Cadets in the Air Force Reserve Office pilot course engaged in the training exercises on April 13th. The Flight Tracker Tracking Service showed at least 4 of the planes followed flight patterns that created the shapes of giant penises in the sky. Air Force representatives confirmed the pilots were disciplined for their actions. The Air Force requires soldiers to follow good manners and rules of conduct, and if these are deviated from, it will be responded to in an appropriate manner. The spokesperson said there was no danger to other air traffic during the exercise. The aircraft maintained and remained in the training area assigned to the flight mission and performed the exercises that they were given in the flight mission assignment, other than draw the penises. They said the aircraft did not deviate much from their routes.
That's our shot of the day.
Okay. Well, there you go.
But I just had a question about it because their statement is, hey, they did not deviate from the flight plan. All right, that's the official statement from the Finnish Air Force. I'm like, so if they drew the sky penises and they're being disciplined, but at the same time you're saying they did not deviate from the flight plan, then the flight plan was drawn by a higher up in the shape of a penis.
Exactly. Here's a weird one. The use of sex toys, lube, and mascara by 3 women on an unconscious drunk man at a Dirty 30-themed birthday party was put forward as good-natured fun in a court as the defense of the jury trial began in court in New Zealand. There was no dispute the incident October 1st occurred, but the jury will decide if the actions of the 3 women were indecent assaults. The women, all 32, each face 3 charges of indecently assaulting the same man who was passed out on the bed of his girlfriend's home at the time. Prosecutor said the complainant had drank too much at his girlfriend's party. gone to bed, fully clothed, to sleep it off. He said the girlfriend then and two of her friends then wrote lewd comments on him with a mascara pen, then used two sex toys, inserting them between his butt cheeks while he was asleep. There was no suggestion of penetration. However, one squirted lube onto his butt and in that area. While this was happening, one of the defendants was encouraging what was going on by taking photos and multiple videos. She posted those videos the next morning to a group chat in which they laughed and joked about the night before. She even remarked in response to the photo, "OMG, we are horrible," laughing face emoji. At one stage, the man's girlfriend had climbed on top of him, straddled his buttocks, and pretended to ride him like a horse, while another defendant filmed the interaction, and they both laughed. More lewd riding and penises were drawn on the man's back and butt. The sex toys were placed at separate times between the complainant's buttocks, one upper right, another laying vertically at the top of his pants that were being held partially down. All the time this was happening, the guy was out cold, fast asleep, and in no position to consent to what was going on, nor could anyone have an honest belief that he was consenting. They said in total, 88 photographs and videos were taken of the incident. He only pressed charges after his girlfriend broke up with him.
Oh, really?
So keep that in mind.
How recent was it?
October 1st.
But I mean, was it right after the birthday she broke up with him?
I'm not sure. It's just going to trial now, so sometime between then and now, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. To his credit, at least he got to the bathroom. 30-30 seems a little old for that, though.
Well, apparently it's not, Ted. Not in New Zealand.
We head down to Miami, Ted.
Oh.
A 24-year-old woman was arrested Sunday after she struck a man on the head with a glass picture frame at the popular Kiki on the River Mediterranean restaurant in downtown Miami. If you saw this girl, you would also want her to strike you in the head with a picture frame. Grace Mayer of Miami and several people at her party were being escorted out of the venue at about 10:30 by security personnel and staff. Police said the victim was an employee and was helping escort the unruly party out of the business when the woman approached him from behind and smashed him over the back of the head with a picture frame. According to the report, there was an off-duty officer working at the restaurant who witnessed the group being escorted out, then saw the victim standing nearby with blood dripping from his head, covering his face and soaking his clothing. Police said the victim appeared distressed and was holding a cloth to his head in an attempt to control all the bleeding. The victim was treated at the scene by Miami Fire Rescue personnel, unclear whether he was taken to a hospital or not. Now, she has been arrested on charges of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. She appeared in court on Monday, where she was ordered held at the correctional center on a $2,500 bond. The judge also ordered her to stay away from Kiki on the River Mediterranean restaurant and the victim.
I like that. You stay away from this restaurant.
Exactly.
Right, so they're hammered, beat obnoxious. He's trying to escort them out. She hits him.
Yes. Police were called in Germany when a 61-year-old man verbally and physically assaulted his neighbor. The attacker was furious because there was loud pounding of the meat, quote, as the neighbor was making schnitzel at home. He may have had a legitimate beef. It happened during quiet hours, but that's not clear. It was during dinner time. When the police showed up, the meat beater said the neighbor insulted him and slapped him in the face. No word on any charges or citations. Speaking of meat-related crimes, a guy in Florida was accused of stealing more than $100 worth of sausage from a Walmart a few weeks back. He knew what he was doing, filled a cart with 20 packages of sausage, then moved away from the surveillance cameras, loaded the meat into his backpack, walked out without paying. He left on a bike, but the cops caught up with him sometime down the road. He was arrested for theft. More meat news.
A lot of meat news today.
Five Guys may be the most expensive fast food chain in the country, but the food is apparently worth the price. A new survey finds America's ranked Five Guys as their top spot for a fast food burger, ahead of Burger King, In-N-Out, Wendy's, and McDonald's. Five Guys has already been shown to have a strong fan base, despite its basic little hamburger averaging about $8.25, compared with roughly $2 for standard hamburgers and other food chains. So here's how the others measured up in the burger rankings based on responses from more than 40,000 consumers. Five Guys turned out in first place. Believe it or not, Burger King almost beat them.
Really?
In second place, lost by a half point. Then comes In-N-Out Burger at third, Wendy's at fourth, McDonald's in five. When it comes to fries, however, Five Guys takes second place behind McDonald's, who 39% of people said has the best fries in the game.
I thought you had to have a drive-thru to be fast food. Like, to me, Five Guys, because you kind of sit in there, always seem more fast casual.
Yeah, I mean, it's because you're right. There's no drive-through, and I don't when I go to Five Guys, I do not imagine I'm going to get my food as quick as McDonald's. Nor am I asking them to.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, and look, their price has gotten crazy, but I always kind of expected to pay more.
Sure. Well, I will. You're right. Pay more, but good God, man, the one by us, and I'm sure it's the same everywhere. But like I said, I took me and my son. I don't remember the movie, but it's a movie he wanted to see, so I already don't want to see it. But just two of us, Five Guys, movie tickets, popcorn, whatever. Got home, told my wife, I'm like, we're like $120 lighter in the wallet.
Yep. They asked 1,000 American adults what their favorite dinosaur is. Believe it or not, this is going to piss kids off. 40% of people said they did not have a favorite dinosaur.
That's fair.
Well,
Do you?
Yes.
What?
T-Rex.
All right.
It's kind of the go-to.
Or a Brachiosaurus, because it's the biggest one.
That's actually kind of lame. Stick with the T-Rex, bro. All
right.
I'll make fun of you for the Brachiosaurus.
Most of the ones that people did pick are common ones. 24% of people said their favorite is a T-Rex. 7% picked the Brontosaurus. 6% went with Triceratops. Also, the pterodactyl got some love. Stegosaurus got some love. Brachiosaurus got 3% of the
Basically, dinosaurs that people could remember to name got the love. Like, and that's why you go T-Rex. Like, that's the first dinosaur that pops into mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't sit here and tell you I have a favorite dinosaur.
All right, now
Barney.
I was going to say Barney. Yeah. Say Barney.
As far as living animals, Fatu, the world's oldest gorilla living in captivity, celebrated her birthday with a feast on Monday, munching on cherry tomatoes, beets, leeks, and lettuce at the Berlin Zoo. But no birthday cake, because they say that sugar is not healthy for aging primates. Fatu, a western lowland gorilla, arrived in what was in West Berlin in 1959. She was believed to be about 2 at the time, though her exact birth date isn't known, but April 13th is the designated birthday they gave her. Now, they said gorillas can live for about 35 to 40 years in the wild.
All right.
A little bit longer in captivity. Now, Fatu became the zoo's oldest resident in 2024, following the tragic death of Ingo, the flamingo. The bird was believed to be 75 and had lived at the zoo since 1955.
Poor Ingo.
Now, Fatu, they say, was likely born in the wild in Western Africa. But the story goes that a French sailor took her out of Africa and bartered her to cover his bar tab in France, according to the Guinness World Records.
Now, it's going to throw this out there. I own a bar. You can't pay your tab, but you go, hey, look. I can make this even. I will trade you a baby gorilla. I'm not taking that deal.
A French animal trader then reportedly sold her to the zoo. Now, these days, Fatu lives in an enclosure on her own, prefers to keep her distance from the zoo's other gorillas in her old age.
She's old to me.
She's lost most all of her teeth. She suffers from a touch of arthritis and hearing loss. But Christian Oss, the Berlin Zoo primate supervisor, said that she's friendly with the zookeepers, if still sometimes just a bit stubborn. Monday, Fatu turned
69.
69 years old.
Nice.
69 years old.
Hey, that's an old person. Leave her alone.
I think
I
that's
know.
exactly right.
I got no teeth. I can barely hear
Let
you.
her have a little sugar.
Yeah.
She had to live
Yeah,
in
no
West.
kidding. At that point, like, okay, just give her sugar. It's
Yeah,
fine.
she lived through the Cold War.
And you worried she's going to die?
They say when you head into the woods during spring turkey season, you expect a gobbler to come strutting in, but don't forget there's other animals out there in the woods that also like to eat turkeys. Just ask a 19-year-old Wisconsin hunter named Carson Bender, whose now viral video shows a routine morning hunt turning into something straight out of a nature documentary. So Bender was set up on private land in Nakusa, Wisconsin, working a textbook, they say, turkey hunt. He had decoys out in the hayfield, birds gobbling from multiple directions, and several turkeys already moving his way. I had been gobbling from a couple different directions, he said. Before long.
I bet he has.
Yeah.
He said, man, those birds were in the field working their way towards me, then things got weird. Instead of turning around and risking spooking the turkeys behind him, Bender raised his phone and flipped on the camera to check behind him. I pan over with the phone, and this huge bobcat is right behind me, staring at me. I was like, uh-oh. The bobcat crept closer, clearly locked in on what it thought might be an easy meal.
Sure.
Thinking he could be a turkey.
Have you seen this video?
Yes.
Yeah.
For nearly a minute, it studied Bender, trying to figure out exactly what it was dealing with. Then it made its move. The cat lunged, grabbed Bender's arm, and just as quickly, the hunter shook it off and the animal bolted. Found out I'm good at calling cats as I am turkeys, he said. Missed a bird 3 minutes later at 35 yards.
Oh, damn.
Then I had to head to the doctor's office just to fix up all these scratches that are on my shoulders.
That bobcat, it was just as shocked there was a human there as he was to see that bobcat.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one last story for you. A Harvard study of nearly 16,000 ancient human remains found that red hair genes are actually spreading, meaning natural selection has been quietly rooting for redheads this entire time. Since the study looked at old remains, it's not new as far as the shift goes, but looking at trends over a large number of years can show how humans are evolving, slowly yet, but over time. Now, nobody knows for sure why redheads may be becoming more common, but scientists think being ginger may have been genuinely advantageous around 4,000 years ago. Or it could be more random, with those genes just coming along for the ride, with another important trait. Some other trends that were noticed. Humans have evolved a greater immunity from male pattern baldness, arthritis, leprosy, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia. The bad news, celiac disease and Crohn's disease have increased in prominence, probably because in the past, people with those just died younger. They say you'll probably won't notice any major shifts during your lifetime, but if you are a ginger, the next time you hear a redhead joke, you can smile and say, evolution's got your back. Specifically,
that's a comeback.
The top.
Evolution has my back.
That'll shut them up.
That really will.
And it's kind of got all our backs. That's why we're walking around without tails.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We got your headlines coming up at 5:50, but first, Ted, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve and Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and we just covered this, but it's worth repeating. Today, we toast 4 pilots with the Air Force of Finland. And then related news, Finland has an Air Force. So earlier this month, our 4 honorees, they engaged in a training exercise. They took off from their base in Tekakoski. I'm sure I said that wrong. They remained in the training area assigned to the flight mission and performed the exercises given in the flight mission assignment. Just let that ring true. The aircraft did not deviate from their route. Okay, that is a statement from the Finnish Air Force. Again, I just want to repeat that. They remained in the training area assigned to the flight mission and performed the exercises given in the flight mission assignment. The aircraft did not deviate from the route. That's the official word from the Finnish Air Force. Yet, in spite of that assurance, the 4 pilots are being disciplined because they use the flight patterns to create giant sky penises. Now, look, I'm just trying, why, and they're being disciplined, by the way. What is the point of that statement that, hey, they didn't deviate from the flight path? Those are their words, not mine. They did exactly what they were assigned to do, and so they flew in the shape of a penis, which that tells me is that a higher up designed a flight pattern to be a penis. Because, again, by the Air Force's standard, they did not deviate. They did exactly what they were assigned to do. But either way, whether it's a higher up or the 4 pilots taking it on themselves, I think it's hilarious.
Finish.
Yeah.
More like the fetish.
Finish. Yeah, finish.
Fetish Air Force. I mean, that is kind of like they didn't deviate that much. They still control them.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They finished the assignment.
Yes, they did. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bijola.
All right, let's get a contestant on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built to keep going. Backed by Toyota's reputation for legendary reliability. Step into a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering impressive torque and serious towing power. Or take a look at Tacoma with an available power liftgate, so gear goes in fast and the adventure keeps moving. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So drive one home today. Visit Toyota.com to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
How would you describe yourself? Fun? Sporty? Bold? If that's the case, meet the Kia K4 hatchback. Made for motion, adventure, and whatever you might decide to bring along. Or would you say you're more smooth, sleek, refined? If so, there's the Kia K4 sedan. Calm, confident, and ever so modern. 2 personalities, 2 available turbocharged ways forward. The Kia K4 GT Line Turbo and the K4 Hatchback GT Line Turbo. What turbo's you? Turbo is available on select K4 trims. This episode is supported by Ring, because at the end of the day, your home is your sanctuary. And with Ring, it's protected. Whether you're across the house or across the country, keeping an eye on things shouldn't be a mystery. With the battery doorbell, you can keep track of your packages and see more of what's happening at your front door in real time. If you want to make sure your yard is safe at night, the Outdoor Cam Plus delivers a wide field of view and enhanced video clarity with Retinal 2K video. And for the ultimate in detail, you can upgrade to 4K cameras and doorbells featuring Retinal Vision. It gives you ultra-clear footage that actually lets you zoom in without losing those important details. The Ring system is helpful every single day. Like a lot of us, most of our shopping is done online. There's a certain peace of mind that comes with knowing exactly when a package arrives while you're busy at work or running errands. It's not just about the technology. It's about the relief of knowing your home is secure. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it gives you that extra layer of protection for what matters most. Your door, your yard, your home, your peace of mind. With Ring, it's protected. Shop cameras, doorbells, and more right now at Ring.com.
Owning a home is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. And when something breaks, it can feel like the whole day unravels. That's why HomeServe exists. For as little as $4.99 a month, you'll always have someone to call. A trusted professional ready to help, bringing peace of mind to 4.5 million homeowners nationwide. For plans starting at just $4.99 a month, go to homeserve.com. That's homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.
A new home, a new chapter, a whole new way of life. TriPoint Homes in Las Vegas offers more. More light, more style, and more space to live your best life. Search TriPoint Homes or call 702-637-9349 to learn more about Las Vegas living. TriPoint Homes is an equal housing builder. Nevada Contractors License Number 3633A. NRED Broker's License Number B.0041921.corp.
You ever look at your dog's food and think, what is actually in this? A lot of dog food is packed with fillers, byproducts, and ingredients you can't even pronounce. And if you're like most dog owners, you just want to know you're feeding them something good. That's why more people are switching to Healthy Dogma. Their protein-added pet mix complete meals are made with real whole food ingredients and already includes high-quality protein. So you know exactly what's going into your dog's bowl. No fillers, no mystery ingredients, just clean, balanced nutrition designed to support your dog's health. And dogs love it. You can actually see the difference in their energy and overall well-being. It's also incredibly easy to make. Just add water. Give it a quick mix, and in minutes, it's ready to serve. If you've been thinking about upgrading what you're feeding your dog, this is a simple, meaningful change. For this month only, get 30% off your first order at healthydogma.com with code CARE. Healthy Dogma. Food made with care.
Testing season is right around the corner, and this is when confidence really matters. When kids take time to review key concepts and strengthen their skills before assessments, it can make all the difference. IXL helps reinforce what they're learning right now, so they walk into every test feeling prepared, capable, and confident. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning. Whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. Designed for students from pre-K through 12th grade, IXL delivers personalized, interactive practice that adapts to your child's level and pace. It's an easy, effective way to support learning as the school year heads into its final stretch. Studies show kids who use IXL score higher on tests, proven in all 50 states. IXL is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the U.S. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now. And listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXLlearning.com/audio. Visit IXLlearning.com/audio to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
And Stevens Roll
presents Profile Day.
this.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please serve everyone on profile? This is Play.
Oh, sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Roberto. Welcome to the men's room.
Well, hello, gentlemen. How you doing?
Hola. Is this Roberto, our daring friend?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay.
I'm back home from being on the road, and it's good to be home with the family.
All right, look, before we get to this, we've been wanting to ask you a question for like 1 or 2 weeks now. Would it be possible to have sex on a unicycle? If one person's riding, do you think that can be done?
You know, I've never done that. My wife does not unicycle, but there is a guy that actually, I believe, him and his wife got married on a unicycle, and from what I've heard, I think they've done the deed on the on one wheel.
Thank you.
Okay.
I knew it was. I'm not saying I could do it. I just knew it was possible to do. It's very important to me. All right, Roberto, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir.
All right, today you have your choice of one of two stories. And today we offer you Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally today, License to Spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess.
Well, I'm familiar with both of those things, so let's go Bite Me.
All right, a Japanese steakhouse in Florida. They had to close after something unexpected was found in the customer's food. Nico Japanese Steakhouse has shut down following an investigation into a customer's feeling ill from the food that they ate at the restaurant. So last month, the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office, they said it opened an investigation with 7 patrons. 7 of them reportedly were taken to area hospitals for treatment. Now, officials of the Santa Rosa County confirmed that the food in question at the restaurant did test positive in a negative kind of way. Authorities said through their investigation, criminal charges were not being pursued. They stated there was a lack of witness information or evidence to suggest that anything intentional or unintentional occurred. Now, the restaurant reopened after the incident, but management said their business has never really returned after they were forced to close. They said for their part, they cooperated with authorities throughout the investigation. They say they've been investigated, searched, questioned, fully cooperating at all times. It's all we could do. Anyway, Nico Japanese Steakhouse, it was in business for more than 10 years. The problem is 7 people get sick on one trip. And keep in mind, 7 different people. It wasn't one table.
Okay.
So the question is, what was in their food that made people sick? Was it mold? Was it rat droppings? Was it meth? Or was it a used Band-Aid? Mold, rat droppings, meth, or a used Band-Aid?
Well, this is in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. A Band-Aid's not going to get that many people sick.
Unless it falls into a sauce or a soup.
Did you see where in Florida?
Right.
Santa Rosa Beach.
Santa Rosa.
I have no idea. Is that South Florida?
That is
Central?
west of Panama, up in the panhandle below Alabama.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That changes it.
And then the first one was what?
Mold.
Rat droppings?
Mold, rat droppings, meth, or a used Band-Aid?
You know, panhandle. I'm saying meth.
You know meth?
I'm with Roberta. Once I figured out she said it was in the panhandle, I was like, this is meth.
I'm going mold.
All right.
It's humid as hell there. Unless the restaurant has air conditioner 24 hours a day, just keep the mold away.
Yeah.
No kidding. So what was in the food? Mold, rat droppings, meth, or a used Band-Aid? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
Go ahead.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
You ever look at your dog's food and think, what is actually in this? A lot of dog food is packed with fillers, byproducts, and ingredients you can't even pronounce. And if you're like most dog owners, you just want to know you're feeding them something good. That's why more people are switching to Healthy Dogma. Their protein-added pet mix complete meals are made with real whole food ingredients and already includes high-quality protein. so you know exactly what's going into your dog's bowl. No fillers, no mystery ingredients, just clean, balanced nutrition designed to support your dog's health. And dogs love it. You can actually see the difference in their energy and overall well-being. It's also incredibly easy to make. Just add water. Give it a quick mix, and in minutes, it's ready to serve. If you've been thinking about upgrading what you're feeding your dog, this is a simple, meaningful change. For this month only, get 30% off your first order at HealthyDogma.com with code CARE. Healthy Dogma. Food made with care.
Testing season is right around the corner, and this is when confidence really matters. When kids take time to review key concepts and strengthen their skills before assessments, it can make all the difference. IXL helps reinforce what they're learning right now, so they walk into every test feeling prepared, capable, and confident. IXL is an award-winning online learning platform that helps kids truly understand what they're learning. Whether they're building math confidence, strengthening reading and writing skills, or reviewing science concepts. Designed for students from pre-K through 12th grade, IXL delivers personalized, interactive practice that adapts to your child's level and pace. It's an easy, effective way to support learning as the school year heads into its final stretch. Studies show kids who use IXL score higher on tests, proven in all 50 states. IXL is used in 96 of the top 100 school districts in the U.S. Make an impact on your child's learning. Get IXL now, and listeners can get an exclusive 20% off IXL membership when they sign up today at IXLlearning.com/audio. Visit IXLlearning.com/audio to get the most effective learning program out there at the best price.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Categories, bite me on profile this as we head to a Japanese steakhouse in Florida. They had to close after something was found in the customer's food. Yes, 7 people were taken to the hospital in the area. Question is, why did the restaurant have to close down based on what was in their food? Was it mold, rat droppings, meth, or a used Band-Aid?
And Roberto, that is the question that we pose to you. Let us start with Miles Montgomery. With mold, and look, you're not wrong. It is Florida. Definitely keep the air conditioning flowing because you will have a mold problem. They took care of the mold problem, but Roberto, you agree with D. Ted Smith. Both the guys said meth. Ted, you just based it on where it's located in Florida.
100%.
Yeah, because you're very judgmental. And correct.
Wow.
Because that's what they do. Yeah. So
yeah, Roberto was with me.
The thing is, they don't believe that anyone at the restaurant intentionally introduced meth. All right. So the way the cops are doing this, like, look, someone at your restaurant dropped meth into the food. We do not believe they did it on purpose with the intent of hurting someone. Someone lost their stash.
Oh.
Right? Whatever their bag was. Obviously, they're not going to come forward. So if they can find that individual, they will press charges. But with the restaurant, they go like, look, it ain't you guys. Or maybe reevaluate who you have working in the kitchen.
Everybody in that kitchen knows.
Mm-hmm. Everyone knows whose method was.
Or at least has a good idea.
They know.
The sweaty guy. Now for all TV news all the time, and it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, yesterday was 420, so I had a list there talking about classic stoner movies. I myself went Hot Tub Time Machine.
How was it?
You know, it's good. It had a lot more to do. I hate to admit this because that movie's from, 2010? 2007? Like I don't think I've ever actually seen the whole movie.
I have not either.
Yeah. It's it's got more to it than just...
Than the name would suggest?
Correct. There was other, it's a stupid movie. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
It's a stupid, fun comedy. But yeah, there was a couple I was like, oh, I didn't see it ending this way. But
all right.
Yeah.
That's good. That's cool for a comedy.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit different than I expected, but it was, I would say it was perfect for that kind of evening. I'm sure a lot of people got hungry yesterday. They might have been watching a silly movie. We're good news. going to be a new movie about hungry hippos, Mouse.
The board game.
Right. So about 14 years ago, Hasbro announced it was developing a movie based on the game. Still hasn't happened. But there's a new horror movie about a killer hippo, and it's called Hungry. Jesus Christ. All right. I like it. The tagline is, "This hippo isn't playing games."
They are not. I mean, look, you don't have to sell anybody on a hippo.
Yeah. Notoriously badass.
Yeah. And I get it, right? They're trying to capitalize on it, on the what it is, and this and that. It hits on demand and digital platforms of June 23rd. But it is kind of funny.
If it's a stupid take on a horror movie, then
I'll probably watch it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't
if it's
that
like a Sharknado thing or whatever? Like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Right. I mean, wasn't Cujo just about some giant dog that like attacked people?
But that was more on a horror tip. Like they were trying to scare you with this dog.
And they did.
We know that this is a little bit more tongue in cheek, but you obviously know that a hippo could rip you in half.
Correct.
Right. Like the one I have not, because you brought up Sharknado. I've seen like 2 of those. The one I have not watched that I need to see is Zombievers. Right? Same general premise, like they're zombie beavers, they're zombievers. I'm like, how? I know it's going to be bad, but how could it possibly be bad? Right? All at the same time.
Right. So again, horror movie. Now I like this here. They say the trailer contradicts itself. Because it's a guy in the film says, quote, "Hippos are vegetarian. He ain't killing you to eat you. He's hungry for fun." So they're like, well, it's not hungry. It's like, well, listen, all right.
Let's not.
It's supposed to scare you thinking it's just killing you for fun.
Mm.
But I don't think outside of going on an African safari or going to Colombia or Colombia now.
Yeah.
Like generally when you think of hippos, you think of hungry hippos.
They're seriously trying. They tried last year to spade and neuter them.
Yeah, have fun with that.
This year they are trying to capture them and find a place for them.
Correct.
Good luck with that, because the enclosure that you would have to build would be one of the most fortified. It also has to involve water.
Why aren't they shooting them? And I'm not being mean, but it's an invasive species.
So here's
right?
the deal, right? Because I watched this whole special on him, right? So first of all, they were like, they're not going to get out of where he had them. They did. Then it was like, they're all related. They won't procreate. They did. But then they also just have a perfect spot, right? Like the vegetation. It's all the stuff they love.
Okay.
But they can't send them back to Africa because they have different stuff in their body that could wipe out every hippo that ever existed. Yeah. So then they started just kind of killing them. And then some people were like, that's not fair. You can't just kill the hippos. So they've tried a few different techniques. And one of them was like, hey, well, spade, neuter, castrate them basically.
But like David
but it's
said,
super
with the male
expensive.
hippo.
Yeah.
Like the genitalia of a male hippo, it's not exposed. So it's not like you tranquilize them and chop stuff off. Like you have to dig up in their guts to find it. And even then, apparently, it's not a guarantee that you're going to find it, even if you go looking.
Right. Plus, it's dangerous, and the cost is unreal to do this to these animals. Plus, it's not safe to even just go in the rivers to try to find them. But there's a whole slew of issues with it, right? There's some areas down there where people, I guess, are given tours. Look, I don't want anything. It's like, I don't want to kill animals, but I'm with you on this one. It's like they're not supposed to be there.
It's an invasive
A drug lord brought them in.
Right.
I think it's okay to get rid of these.
The drug lord brought them in to brag that he had the money to do it. Right? There's no real purpose to. And look, this is not about taking out animals. Like generally speaking, that's not what I want to do. But in this case, like they're 9,000 miles away from where they should be. It's an invasive species, and it's effing with everything else in that ecosystem. Because frankly, nothing really messes with the hippo. There's just no natural predator.
You can't do anything with it when you kill it, so you can't eat it.
And they're inbreeding, so they got to be getting dumber,
which says a lot.
Yeah, and you're right. There's nothing there that can stop. There's nothing that can do it to a hippo. So it's just, they're just loving life. This is great.
Does anything even mess with a hippo in Africa? Right? The crocodiles don't. They're sharing water.
Crocodiles don't either.
But I feel like they even recognize hippos are angry and they're big and they're badass, right? So I mean, even the crocodiles are kind of like, just don't mess with them.
I mean, maybe it's just the temperature of where they live. They can only go so far. There's got to be something that keeps them within a given region. Because you don't hear
inbreeding.
Yeah, but generally you don't hear about the hippos going crazy. These one in Colombia, though, they're like hybrid hippos. I think they might start running into towns.
You don't know. And like the more you inbreed something, it doesn't make anything better.
Yeah. I mean, look, you can't go back and change things in the past, right? Nope. But obviously, once you had Escobar out of the country, or especially once he's dead, somebody should have been smart enough to go over there and just get rid of those hippos.
I don't think, but like you said, they're not going to expand. So if a quote-unquote expert tells me that, I go, well, all right, man, they're not going to expand. Well, they did.
Right, well, and I think they had them in like a contained area. So they were like, look, Escobar built all this. We might as well make like a zoo. You can come and check them out. Yeah. But again, whatever they thought could contain the hippos, they were just wrong. They've been wrong about these hippos since they showed up there.
You know, it's funny. You bring up, you can't go back in the past and change things. So this guy ran this idea by me at a bar, right? Because everyone always says that. And like, what if you found out we've been going back to the past and changed things, and this is the best case scenario? So he said, imagine if there were 4 guys. Hitler was the least destructive of the 4. So the 3 we don't know about would have been worse than him, right? These hippos, like, right, we went back in time and got rid of the lions. The lion, like, oh, that was a nightmare scenario. So we left you with the hippos. Like anything bad going, no. We went back in time. This is the best we got out of it. I was like, man, that's depressing. He's like, oh, it's just a thought.
Yeah.
You know, but you could find out, you know, you're some time traveler. You go back like, I want to take out Hitler. And they're like, yeah, listen, man, these 3 kids over there, significantly worse. Wow. He's the best one out of that.
According to Hot Tub Time Machine.
Thank you. Yeah.
You can change a couple things in the past and see how it works. I guess, right. Everybody's worried about the butterfly effect, but there's some good stuff to come out of it, too, I guess. I don't know. That is kind of wild. It'd be interesting to see, too, like, what if these giant animals, like we were talking about raccoons earlier, right? Yeah. In the city, like you're saying, like, they're fat, they're lazy, like, what if lions all of a sudden showed up in a major city, and then after a while, they just started eating trash?
They're just like dumpster divers. They go out and just yell at them, and
they do show up in towns a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, where my daughter lived in Namibia, there was a guy who was slaughtered by one when he went out to take a pee at night. You read the story.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like, 30 miles away from where my daughter lived.
He stepped outside
that was in
to take
town.
a leak.
He was not in a tent. He was in a domicile. He was in like a hotel, like a Airbnb.
That's wild.
Yeah, he was just outside smoking, I guess, went to take a pee in the bushes, and the damn thing ate him.
So let's see. We've recently passed the Masters, which is one of the biggest. Is that the biggest golf tournament there is?
I would say it is. It's at least advertised as it is, as far as general public.
Right. It's the same course. I think that's what makes it unique.
Correct.
And
there's other majors, but that seems to be the one that everybody seems to care about.
The Open goes to different places in England.
Right. But obviously a very expensive thing to do.
Sure.
It's very exclusive to be a member at Augusta.
Mm.
So this is the list of the most expensive sports in the world. Now, the last one on the list, I was kind of shocked by it, but lacrosse.
Is this about buying the equipment and all that kind of thing? Or, like, what do they base this on?
So this one is basically just about playing, like, on these clubs.
Okay.
So it's the least expensive sport?
Of the expensive
Of the expensive ones.
Okay.
Right? Like, they don't have, like baseball's not on the list. You don't have, like,
this is like polo.
Football.
This is like polo and stuff like that.
There's a few more. Now, the problem is that a lot of it that made this list, like lacrosse, is simply because of these travel teams, right? And I get it. It is good. The kids had a higher competition, but it is crazy to me in this country we've turned kids playing sports into like a money-making racket.
Mm.
I mean, it's just unreal.
In this country, if you can find a way to make it a money-making racket, you will.
Right. We've done it with soccer and yet have produced stars.
And what's funny is with soccer, like, it doesn't cost much.
Is it like sailing, like World Cup stuff?
So golf's next on the list. That's simply just because the equipment and
the price of playing.
Right. It costs money to go play. It costs money. I will say, when I played 1 year JV golf at DeMatha, there was a course by our house where if you were a high school student, you could go. You had to take a test to prove, like, this isn't your first time playing golf. And then they would give you these junior memberships that basically you could walk on and play Twilight if members weren't playing. You know what I mean? So it was a good way that kids could actually go and play golf without spending a ton of money.
Right.
So it'll shock you, Miles. That course is closed down.
I bet.
Triathlon and cycling makes the list. Basically, just if you want a real bike to do that,
$6,000.
Right. They even say a good triathlon suit can cost $500.
Jesus.
I mean, that doesn't include that. Hockey's on the list.
Yep.
again, equipment's a lot. You got to travel around. But again, this is a travel team thing, and that's what they do. Like, now look, hockey, they did it. It worked for the junior club for U.S. hockey. Obviously, that program's thriving right now. Equestrian.
Well, sure.
Right.
Personally, I'm going to throw volleyball in there. Look, all you got to do is buy his uniform. He has a bag. But buying airline tickets and hotels, like, this adds up through the course of the year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, literally, what he needs to play does not cost much. You got your jersey, you got your shorts, you got your bag, and everything else costs a fortune.
This one won't shock you. We're talking about most expensive sports in the world. Alpine skiing.
Yeah.
Polo makes the list. Look, if anything involves a horse,
oh my God,
it's going to be expensive. Right? They say elite sailing.
Again, yeah, because you need a sailboat, especially if it's elite. I like that they separate. Oh, no, not ghetto sailing. We're saying elite sailing.
Yeah.
Well, right. And if you're just going around on a sailboat.
The Dennis Conner kind of thing. Like that, that level of just crazy.
And then number one is just auto racing. The annual, Ryan, I mean, the annual budget for an F1 team is expected to hit $215 million this year.
Jesus.
They say even national level of kart racing can cost $50,000. I mean, hell, I told you I started watching that show on drag racing. And even that, like, to find sponsors and everything, a lot of these people are only going to be able to drive in a few races a year.
For one little sticker.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I like it. Right?
Sure,
I obviously
sure.
like watching it, but it is wild, and some of those sports are just crazy expensive there. And then, frankly, everything's getting more expensive. I got to have every streaming service just to watch, say, NBA playoffs that are back in action.
They are on tonight. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Starbucks says their new headquarters will be in the coffee capital of the world, Nashville, Tennessee. We stay in Nashville. Not good when two planes are fighting for the same runway. We can all agree. Famous Spanish bullfighter might have some trouble going number 2. You might not like cocaine, but apparently salmon sure do. And a teacher in Florida threatens to have sex with her students. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
Yes, it's Thrill. All right, Starbucks announced that it will invest $100 million to expand operations with the new headquarters in Nashville. So the announcement said the company has major plans for its new corporate office where it will employ as many as 2,000 people over the next several years in a variety of quote-unquote corporate-related operations. So anticipation has been building around what the move could mean for its long-standing headquarters here in Seattle. Well, the company has indicated its Nashville office will house sourcing operation teams, citing access to talent, closer proximity to key suppliers as major advantages. Now, despite concerns, some experts say the move does not signal a major shift away from Seattle. Yesterday's news release referred to Seattle as the company's global headquarters, meaning you can still walk in and order your venti iced Americano 5 shots decaf with almond milk, extra ice, 8 honey, 7 matcha, double blended, double cupped. That's a real order. I Googled it. I don't know what you get with that, so I order a venti iced Americano 5 shots decaf with almond milk, extra ice, 8 honey, 7 matcha, double blended, double cupped. All I know is that I have a large drink that's double cupped. I have no idea what I'm drinking.
I think a venti would always have 4 shots, so you're already adding an extra shot.
I guess. By the way, I just put what's the most obnoxious Starbucks order. That was one of them. So if you order that, know that your barista wants to stab you in the eye with a fork. Speaking of Nashville, 2 Southwest jets in Nashville, they got far closer than anyone would like, and federal officials, they want to know why. FAA said it's investigating a close call in which 2 Southwest flights ended up within 500 feet of vertical separation, essentially stacked above one another at Nashville International Airport. So Southwest Flight 507, it was attempting to land in gusty winds. Pilots opted to go around. During that maneuver, air traffic control gave instructions to that jet put on a potential collision path with Southwest Flight 1152, which was taking off from a parallel runway. So not only were they stacked on top of each other, they're coming from different directions. Well, luckily, cockpit warning signs on both planes triggered the most serious type of alarm, effectively telling pilots they were on the collision course and to act immediately. So the planes had to take evasive action to avoid collision. Their point is we're investigating this because at no point did air traffic control tell them, hey, abort, or move.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah,
it is only a matter of time. And that's horrible, but it's going to happen. I mean, we read this stuff every week.
Every day. And right now, most of it is on the pilots and on the warning systems, not air traffic control saying, oh, F, hey, man, don't do that.
That's crazy.
But more fun in the friendly skies. Delta Airlines Flight 188 traveling from Incheon International Airport in South Korea to Atlanta. It was diverted right here to Seattle after a suspicious package was reported on board. So the flight has already taken off. Now they've determined there's a suspicious package. So the flight, which is regularly scheduled, it was diverted to Seattle around 10:30 yesterday morning. Now, Delta released a statement that the diversion was initiated after reports of a suspicious package on board, with the flight crew making the decision out of an abundance of caution. But after landing at SeaTac, the plane was staged on taxiway Tango on the airfield. Passengers were deplaned to buses while investigators assessed and swept the aircraft, only to determine there was nothing wrong with that package. So everyone's flight was delayed by about 6 hours.
They had to go back through customs.
They had to go back through customs.
The whole deal.
Get back on the plane.
God, what a pain in the ass.
All right, last week we had the story of a so-called parenting influencer accidentally running over her own child. Now a fitness influencer drowns during an Ironman triathlon. So a Brazilian fitness influencer, she died during the Ironman triathlon in Texas. Authorities identified the athlete as 38-year-old Mara Araujo. She went missing during the swim portion of the Ironman Texas in Lake Woodlands near Houston, where her body was found about an hour and a half later at the bottom of the lake in about 10 feet of water. Now, they say she was an experienced triathlete with at least 9 prior events and more than 60,000 Instagram followers. Previous social media posts showed her with Ironman finisher medals in hand. Preliminary findings indicate that she drowned. You don't say.
It's the most dangerous part of the race, not from the fact that you're going to drown. People get really, really bunched up. Even if you go watch the ones like at Seward Park and stuff, and I've been down there and check that stuff out. People get kicked in the head. When people get out of the water, they have been kicked in the head. They've been kicked in the jaw. You take one on the button from somebody's foot who's trying to swim as fast as they can, and you're just knocked out. So typically they have rowboats out there and everything else, lifeguards that are on every single position to watch people. But I mean, dude, there's 300-400 people.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you going to do? Yeah, so she did not make it.
Yeah.
Speaking of performing badly in your chosen profession, a top Spanish bullfighter, one Jose Camacho, better known for his ring name as Moriente de la Puebla. He was competing in the 4th bull fight of the afternoon and is going against a bull named Clandestino. This happened in Seville, Spain. Well, Morante, dubbed by many publications as, quote, the king of bullfighters. He was competing during the 10th event at the popular April Fair when he was gored by the bull. Now, whatever you're imagining, imagine something different. He was trying to control the bull when it charged at his chest, knocking him down. However, as he tried to evade the bull, one of the bull's horns caught him in the anus. The anus, his leather Cheerio, the balloon, not the fart box. Now, video of the incident showed the bullhorn connect with his backside, but the extent of the injury, as they say, was not visible other than a tear in his pants. Well, he was rushed to the hospital, and a medical report revealed the extent of his injuries following a 2-hour surgery. The report said the bullhorn wound up in the posterior anal margin with a trajectory of about 10 centimeters, partially damaging the anal sphincter muscles with a perforation of the posterior wall. Basically, it gave him a new butthole.
Yeah.
That is essentially what happened there.
I mean, that is crazy that happened.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, that's just...
Is it?
Because it knocked him down, all right?
Right. Didn't try to pick him up with its head.
Yeah, well, he kind of rolled over to get up, and that the horn...
Right up the...
Oh, yeah, right up the keister. All right, you know what? And one thing to know, if you like salmon, just know a lot of them are high on cocaine.
Good times. Who's Like Celeste is up tomorrow. The lovely Jolene is up in just seconds.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
You ever look at your dog's food and think, what is actually in this? A lot of dog food is packed with fillers, byproducts, and ingredients you can't even pronounce. And if you're like most dog owners, you just want to know you're feeding them something good. That's why more people are switching to Healthy Dogma. Their protein-added pet mix complete meals are made with real whole food ingredients and already includes high-quality protein, so you know exactly what's going into your dog's bowl. No fillers, no mystery ingredients, just clean, balanced nutrition designed to support your dog's health. And dogs love it. You can actually see the difference in their energy and overall well-being. It's also incredibly easy to make. Just add water. Give it a quick mix, and in minutes, it's ready to serve. If you've been thinking about upgrading what you're feeding your dog, this is a simple, meaningful change. For this month only, get 30% off your first order at healthydogma.com with code CARE. Healthy Dogma. Food made with care.
Introducing Home Care Plus, a new subscription service from Lowe's that helps make life easier by giving members a hand with home maintenance. Let Lowe's tackle the tasks you keep meaning to do, like electric dryer vent cleaning, replacing hard-to-reach light bulbs, and more. Subscribe to Home Care Plus for just $99 a year and consider your to-do list done. Members get more at Lowe's. Available in select zip codes only. Cancel anytime. Non-refundable fee. Product purchase required. Terms and service restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. Ever Google a money question and end up 12 tabs deep with 12 different answers? This podcast is your shortcut back to clarity. NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast breaks down financial decisions with a team of trusted journalists. They explain the why behind decisions like investing, home buying, and choosing credit cards with clear research-backed insights. No jargon, no misinformation. Make your next financial move with confidence. Follow NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast on your favorite podcast app.
Breaking news from Good Ranchers. Over 85% of grass-fed beef in stores is imported. Most grocery store meat contains antibiotics, hormones, and harmful seed oils. Good Ranchers does things differently. All their meat is born and raised on local American farms. No antibiotics, no added hormones, no seed oils. Just one ingredient, meat. Visit goodranchers.com and get $25 off your first order with code RANCH25. That's code RANCH25 for $25 off your first order. Goodranchers.com. American meat delivered.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.